Hi, my name is Agdina.
I'm Melvin Yagaka.
And we are Cream. Chelsea rules everything around me. Well, no, we don't have headphones, sir. No, we're not there yet.
I thought we had headphones last time.
Nah, we're not there yet. Honestly, most podcasts don't really use headphones. There's really no use for them unless somebody's really calling in, because then that so you can layer the call audio. Other than that, you really don't need headphones. Well, since you already said something, we are welcomed by Elisha.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Best Writer in Texas.
Please stop.
No, like, I'm waiting for your book, honestly.
I really am.
I saw the funniest tweet this week. I think it was Malik.
That nigga said he needs a dictionary.
He said every time Malik tweets.
He said every time Elisha tweets, he has to bring up a Webster dictionary. That's very true.
I forgot what word it was that he used. I was like, you right. It's every tweet.
I was like,
I don't know what I said.
You be reading it, you be like, am I on Twitter right now, or am I like doing homework? Sometimes not, but I appreciate Elisha's tweets mostly because it changes up my TL every once in a while.
Oh yeah,
it changes up my TL because today was all about Ari and G Herbo, and you're just like, I don't care about this ratchet shit this much. It's good to get a nice little sprinkle of bullshit.
Indeed.
And then you get the Elisha tweets. Those are they're great. How you been, man?
Bro, I don't know. I've been stressed.
What's been stressing you?
Everybody and movies. Movies have been stressing me.
Elaborate, please.
Elaborate? You know what I'm talking about.
Okay, then let's hold that thought then. Melvin, how you been, man?
I'm great. I'm actually like interested to.
Oh no, we gonna get into it. I'm great. I just currently editing my short film.
Oh yeah.
I saw the first draft yesterday, and I'm not gonna lie, I almost shed a tear.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, damn, I really did something, and it's actually looking good. So. Kind of nervous, but we'll see. It's probably gonna premiere. No, I mean, like, the thing is, like, creators, like, when you actually care about this shit, bro, like, it hits different. Like, when you actually care about it, you really don't want to show people the majority of the time. Like, I'm scared to show people, but I want to show people because everybody.
What is it that makes you scared?
I guess the innate feeling of like, is it good enough? Am I good enough? Nobody. I'm like, my biggest fear right now is. Hopefully I make it one day, and then I make a bad film within all of my catalog, and everybody's shitting on it. Will I be able to bounce back? Because it could happen when I'm ready in it or before I get into it. So say this one is bad. This one, and everybody's like, yeah, it's not that good. That could discourage me for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Or I could get there and start doing good already, and then have that bomb as like, will I even be able to bounce back? So like, there's always like some sort of doubt that's always,
some
especially
sort of
in my mind.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I know it's in a lot of creators' minds at the end of the day, and I mean it's scary, but I'm gonna show it. We're probably gonna premiere it. I mean, I already talked to Julian about premiering it at the BCCA thing.
Oh yeah.
At the end of the semester, he said if it's good, premiere it. But I'm not gonna lie.
Wait? How long is yours?
Mine is no longer than 12 minutes. If it even is 12 minutes.
How many films are they showing?
I don't know. It's more. They're going more for a fashion show thing. So if you're gonna show something,
they change it every year.
Yeah.
Last year was all about film. This year is just like whatever you want.
The only way they're showing is if it's actually worth the time.
Word. Okay.
Type shit. I mean, but other than that, life is great. I'm not gonna lie to you. Life's been great.
There we fucking go.
Life's been great. Life's been very fucking great. I'm gonna have a big ass testimony at the end of the year, so it's gonna be great.
You said a big ass brunch.
We can have another one. Ain't shit.
Another one.
Oh, anyway. So,
I heard about that. That's funny. My phone didn't ring.
Oh yeah, you don't drink.
I wouldn't like waffles. I still eat. Come on, bro.
It comes with the drink.
I would have put some ginger ale in the mimosa.
So we made some. Me and my friend Sid, aka DJ Phenom, we made this punch, and let's just say I can't give away the special ingredients, but let's just say I poured the whole bottle in there, right?
There's something about the way he's leaning back.
And,
That's killing me.
By the time I taste tested, and I was like, oh no, this is gonna be bad. And by the time we even finished everything, like actually like, okay, now it tastes good, I was still like, that's where I know that said drink at your own risk.
And that was after I already took mine.
But he's lying.
I took my drink,
He's
and
lying.
then he puts a note there, and I'm already halfway through my cup.
You know what's crazy? I would know if he was lying.
I'm being for real. Like I literally could.
The note is still on my cupboard right now.
Yeah, but that was before you put it
He's
up
lying.
there.
I literally did this crap, bro.
Okay.
Why would I do such a thing?
Okay.
And what's crazy was there was 2 batches. One was more like subtle, and then the other one was when they could kind of taste it. But that was one that was really like, you know, getting people. So Sid was really giving people that batch, the one that was
That's
gay.
foul.
And I'm not gonna lie, halfway in, majority of people that were drinking that thing we weren't gone, but we were feeling it. I mean, Kevin tweeted that he folded. I don't know how he folded.
I don't know how he folded that.
At brunch.
He tweeted that like 3 hours later. It was like later in the night.
No, he did later in the night. But
that's what I'm saying. Like,
let's just say that punch was crazy. You know, maybe may make a return. I'll probably do something for Christmas.
Hey,
that'll be live.
Yeah, shit.
It won't be brunch. It'll just be like food, I guess. We can hit that. But speaking of festivities,
how are you gonna segue this?
I'm in a very great mood because one of my biggest things is watching movies actually meet up to your expectations. There's one feeling of like, okay, like you walk into a movie that you don't know is gonna be good, and it's like, okay, that's a great feeling. But there's something about when you walk into a movie and it's just as good as you hoped it would be. So a week ago, plus one day, me and Melvin, my boss, I work for Irish Film Critic. He literally calls me an hour and 30 minutes before 7 o'clock. He's like, hey, look, you need to be at Joker by 7 o'clock. Do you want it? I'm like, look, what do I need to do to get there? Okay. So we go. I love the film. So this is a press screen. So this is before it comes out and everything. I love the film. Me and my girlfriend talk about it all night. Everybody finally gets to watching it, but the reviews are very mixed. One especially that had me kind of irate. And after I was like, am I tweaking? Like, do I not see the vision? Do I not see the bad things? We have a whole film GM, and like some people are like it's good. Some people, actually, I'm not gonna lie, most people are just like it's okay. I watched it again yesterday, and I'm not gonna lie, it got better. Like, I don't know how that happens.
I'm gonna just let him go.
I don't know how that happens because the second time the movie went by faster. How does that happen? I was like, bro, can this movie slow down? Like, it's about to be done. Especially because like I knew what was gonna happen. And I'm like, wait, this is 2 hours already? It's the second best movie of this year, Joker. I started at 8.5. I'm up to a 9 now. It does have its flaws, but now I'll let Elisha, take the floor.
Okay, first of all, I think I might have seen maybe just off rip 6 movies better than Joker
this year.
Peanut Butter Falcon is a better movie than Joker.
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, Ready or Not is a better movie than Joker. It very much so is.
Ready or Not is my 3rd favorite movie of the year.
Look,
maybe.
I have so many thoughts about this movie. I'm not even sure I'll manage saying them by the end of this, my time here. But the main thing is that this movie, God, I think there's another movie that reminds me of it. No, I'll just start with this movie by itself. It does manage, and it does a very good job of disguising itself as a good and, critically thinking movie. It does a great job of disguising itself as such. However, when you really sit and dig with it, when you really sit and think about what it's either trying to say or possibly trying to say, none of the possibilities you come up with are any good.
Okay.
And that's given the unreliable narrator, whether or not that's in play or anything. It's very 6 out of 10.
What do you think the movie is if it's trying to say something? What do you think it's trying to say?
Okay, so on one end, actually I want to hear this from you because I was going to ask you that first. So you go.
What do you mean?
You tell me what you think the movie's trying to say.
My biggest thing is watching it again. I think we're giving Todd Phillips and I forget the co-writer, they were giving them a little bit more credit than they deserve. I don't think they were thinking any deeper than any of us are thinking about this film. I just think it's a genuine Joker film. The one thing I would think it's saying is maybe, the lower class isn't really thought of, but I don't think people are like, oh, so now the lower class should rise up and do. I don't think it's saying that. I just think that's just what happened in Gotham. That's what I don't think it's trying to say we should do that.
Okay.
I just think that's just what happened because.
I want to say, all right. So this format right here that we're doing right now is easier for me because I have things to say about what you just said.
Okay.
All right. So on the level that it's just a Joker film, I look at the film as like a pretty generic checklist, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's like even like its depiction of mental illness is generic. Milquetoast. I just watched Maniac. That was a much better look at schizophrenia. The Netflix show with Jonah Hill.
Yes, I got to like episode 1 and I didn't finish it. Yeah,
it's fucking fantastic. I cried at the end. Either way, I've just seen this done so many times and so much better, and I hope everyone watching this is actually like seeing the movie. But it's like literally the most. It's frustrating to talk about because it's so by the numbers. I almost have nothing to say until it gets interrogated out of me because it's just like. I don't know, the schizophrenia element.
What did you think about the mental illness, Melvin?
I thought the mental illness was... I've never seen it before. So it was new. I mean, I'm not going to try and act like I know deep down what like messages were being shown or whatever and all that. But I thought the way they made it, or they played it into his character, helped us understand him a little bit better. And I don't know, just a different view of the Joker to me.
It's the same view.
Me personally, I won't say it's the same view because in general, I knew it wasn't the same view when we've never seen a mentally ill person really like speak their mind this way. In my vision, and give me examples.
I literally saw it in Maniac.
That could just be one, but
there's plenty of movies like this.
But personally that I haven't seen, per se. And in the way to where, like, he has thoughts that are not conventional that he actually says. I don't see that at all. Like, he writes down, the worst thing about being mentally ill is that everybody expects you to be okay when you're not. I thought that was a great way of showing, like, how a lot of these a lot of people look at mentally ill people as mentally ill, but they're just regular people who just so happen to have an illness. To where
that's not a new take though. We've seen that in plenty of movies.
I still need an example because
even just someone just being so much of an outsider that everyone looks at them oddly. Like that's not new.
But not to this grand scheme.
I saw that in Peanut Butter Falcon.
I mean, okay, but that. Okay. So if you see that,
it's like
we same thing about Joker.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Peanut Butter Falcon had a much better way of executing. And here's what I'm saying. Joker has a lot of things there. None of those things are particularly provocative, which I think is part of the reason I was like mad about the film, is because critics. Yeah, and I should have thought this over. Yeah. Because every critic that goes to fucking Cannes or whatever. Has no relation to the class that the hero in the movie or the character in the movie has to live in. And so when they see this, they think, oh my God, I've never been through this before. This is so fucking incredible. Whereas the rest of us who have to go to the movies, this is Tuesday. And so for me, I was kind of left bored because it felt like a movie criticizing a society, or which is such a fucking broad term, angers me, but criticizing a society that the people that made the movie have no fucking part in.
Okay, well,
and I could sense that. It was so surface. I was like, okay, yeah, so but what else?
It's people that made the movie and the people that are critiquing the movie.
The people that look like Todd Phillips has more in common with Thomas Wayne than he does with the Joker, and I felt that through the whole movie because it felt underwhelming just in every aspect.
Speaking on the critics, which I mean, we all heard a ton. They were talking about, oh my God, this movie is going to change things. It's like we thought we're gonna see like the worst of the worst, like gore. Like the Joker was just this, like he was gonna do like completely just like left field things. And when I walked out, I was like, I mean, other than like shooting 3 people and then shooting Andy Murray on set, I mean, other than that, I didn't think it was that crazy. But I mean, the mentally ill thing, I mean, I understand if you feel like
I did no, and I'm saying even if I've seen it before, I did. I'm not gonna go in and say like I hated everything about the movie. My initial review was a little, anger filled because I was angry, but I did appreciate the things about mental illness over there. I don't want to make that misconception. There are a couple of good things that the movie does. It's just for all of this, I'm just like,
I thought it was great for like moments of like, especially like the different like the fact that the laugh thing, the laugh take, I thought
that was great. That was great. I love what they did with that.
But I feel like all of that feeds into why it's so great, because he's just a different breed of character, and you can tell that. For me, I think it's a different. Like I've never seen anything like this, and like the moment when he doesn't get the medication anymore, you like, especially seeing it the second time, you slowly see him start to turn. You slowly see him start to going into that, getting crazy. Because I was watching it, because first time I watched it, I'm just like it's surface level. So second time, I'm gonna look at all the outside things. I'm even looking at like different things like the like buildings and stuff. So when he stops, he really doesn't want to kill those guys. That's not his intention of going. Like he was just riding home, and they were beating him up. And the first time he was beat up, what did he do? Nothing. Now he's like, okay, like I'm done with y'all.
That's when he
and
snapped.
then even to the point of like he goes at he could let that guy go. Like the dude was gonna, like, he was bleeding out, but he goes up to him, shoots him. Into the third killing he does that we actually know of is when the coworker, the co-clown, comes in and he hits him into the wall and all that.
All this, yeah. Which was one of the few great scenes in this movie.
I loved it.
I loved it.
Great scenes.
Me personally,
I want to say this though. Go ahead. Finish yours.
Well, I'll mention the midget thing with the that was
funny. That was funny.
I saw it coming just because like
when he locked that door, yeah.
You saw
yeah.
Especially the second time. I mean, the second time when they shoot it like they focus on it a little bit. I'm like
yeah, he knows.
But the last thing I want to say
is, like I told you, I see stuff like that, but I don't know what it's gonna mean. Like later on, maybe
I thought it was so dope because I saw it come in, and when they did, I was like, yeah. And hearing the audience react to it was dope to me. The last thing I'll say is the last murder he does is Andy, like the
TV show
Murray Franklin. He shoots him in the head straight up, and after he's done, he dances a little bit, and then shoots him again for no reason. Now we've seen how his kills have gone further and further into insanity, and I thought that was amazing, especially because he's mentally ill, and that medication was a big reason why he was holding a lot of that stuff back.
What was it that he said after I think it was after his first killing that he made. He said he felt something, or he said he didn't feel anything.
Yeah, he said like when he was telling the dude, Brian Tyree's character, he was telling him, I did something, and I thought it was gonna affect me, but it's not. I was like, okay. Me personally, my favorite scene is after the first kill in the train seat, and he goes into the restroom and he does the dance.
Jesus fucking Christ!
I loved it. No, bro.
All right. No, you know what? Damn it, it's my turn.
That scene is so beautiful.
Fucking garbage.
But no, because it's
garbage.
It's just to show that it's all a show. Like it's like it was like the act one of like his final thing.
Fucking garbage. Fucking garbage. Let me just say this, bro. Okay, look. I get what, and this is, let me just attack it from this stance, all right? Everyone is calling this a character study, right? Right? Everyone's calling this movie a character study.
It could have been more of a character study.
That is the most bullshit term I've ever heard in my fucking life.
Why?
Every movie is a goddamn character study.
I mean, some are more than others.
They're character studies.
Batman Begins is a character study of
Batman Begins is a character study.
But is The Dark Knight a character study?
Also a character study.
But which one is more of a
They're
character
both
study?
character studies.
Which one's
Let
more?
me say why they're character
But which one's
studies.
more?
Let me finish. I didn't finish my thought. Okay. Every fucking movie is a character story. They are all driven by the protagonist and the deep desires that they have within them. This is the baseline of all drama. What creates a good movie or what creates a good story is how you interrogate those desires, those wants out of that character. So now that we're looking at the movie from this stance, I cannot say that the cartoonish, buffoonish ways that he gets driven to being mad are at all watchable.
What did you
expect?
So, for instance, okay.
That's like what ways?
Okay, so for instance, getting beat up by the kids in the first place was just kind of like, okay, all right, sure. The medicine bit was fantastic. That to me was actually saying something about the character that they're interrogating, right? Mm-hmm. The guys on the train, like, it's just not buyable. Like, I'm just like...
You don't think that now that he's not on medication anymore, he just lost his job. He literally, right before that, literally hit his head in the...
I'm not talking about what he does. I'm talking about what happens to him. It's so... Okay, look. And this is where it comes in with the whole narrator thing. It's like, okay, in the event that this is all a story of his, and it's all one-sided, and that these people are, just because they're running around in his head, cartoonishly being rude to him. Because that's what it felt like. It didn't feel like he was actually encountering real circumstances of hardship. These were like the most knock you over the head, oh, this guy's got it bad type of circumstances. That's what I found offensive. And so then, so if you take it from that perspective, it's like, oh, okay, sure, but I still had to watch that shit. And then if you don't take it from perspective, and this is actual history we're being told, right? It's just what we're seeing on screen is just not Bible. It just feels like they're like forcing their way to his madness. To me, it is just like that shit with the train. And then another thing I want to talk about with this movie is the goddamn score. And so then I look. Hold on, wait. Don't get mad, because listen. Okay, so we take the two paths, right? Let's go on the path that. Let's start over here. Actually, let's start on the path that this isn't amusing of the Joker's mind. I think it's actually more offensive that way, because the score is so ham-fistedly telling you what to feel and not creating any type of third feeling with the music. It's like that scene in the train is so fucking garbage, or the scene after the train is so fucking garbage, because it hits you right. The score is on the nose as shit. It is literally the most over-the-top score.
I will say the use of the score is overbearing, and that's something that I think
that matters.
No,
the score as it sounds, like if it was an album, sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But this is a movie, and we have to worry about how it's used.
There's little moments to where, like, I think Todd Phillips did not use silence enough. Like, awkward silence enough. Like, the first time he's in the comedy thing, and he's doing, like, he can't, like, get his laughter. Like, he keeps laughing. There was a score, I'm like, I wouldn't put the score right there. I would just let it be silent, and you just have to deal with what's going on.
I didn't even like the contemporary music they picked.
Which one?
Like Send in the Clown and shit like that. I don't know. The movie just kept nailing me over the head with this point. Like, especially the part, oh my fucking God, where he comes down the stairs and he X's out the, what is it? Don't forget to smile. I'm like, bro, get the fuck out of here. Jesus Christ. Like, okay, look, no, it's like, you're going to hear me, you're just going to keep going. Oh my God. It's so much of the movie is just like, all right.
But it's parts like that that's not for...
The only scene, the only part of that I liked that was a little, ham-fisted over the top, like fan service, was when Bruce Wayne slides down the pole as a kid. I was like, oh, okay. That was cool.
The one that they was
when he's on the playground.
I think the one that was necessary was just seeing Alfred. I was like, why is
Alfred here? And why does he look like Ricky Gervais? I don't know.
That's true.
And then on top of that,
there's a lot more
shoehorning in. Oh my God, the Batman story. The Thomas Wayne angle is just so fucking goofy.
See, now we can agree on something. I thought the whole Wayne storyline could have been handled differently, not completely erased, because I feel like there was something in there. Because the reason I say that is because little things like his last little thing that he's doing with Murray Franklin when he's like getting angry, he's like, and Thomas Wayne, blah blah. I feel like that could have been handled I think that could have been like a real, like, yes, like we really are getting shit on, and this guy up top is trying to tell us how to behave, and that leads to the riots of like, fuck this guy, let's go kill him. I think that could have led to somewhere, but him being his child, I was like, yeah, what are we doing here? But what's crazy is the film actually doesn't answer if that's actually his dad or not.
Yeah, we know, and it's the fact that it's there, and they shoehorned in Batman's origin.
My issue is why is it in there if we don't really get it, because it just feels like another storyline that it just felt like a way to connect everything.
It at least is an attempt. I think it's probably the least cartoonish attempt, or the least. I say like a lot of these things when you're getting things out of the character, they have to come from the character itself, right? And so these external things constantly coming in his life and just like fucking things up kind of fucked up the idea of, you know, what everyone's talking about as far as I get what they mean by character study, but it feels like things are just happening to him and he's just kind of starting to respond, which isn't much of a movie to me. I think probably the one thing I would give the Thomas Wayne arc is that, I don't know, it has a connection to him that feels like something he could actually be jealous about and would get some of the madness out of him. So I don't know, I liked it on that level. I didn't like it for what it was.
Don't you think you are also a product of what goes on around you and what happens to you?
Sure, but I mean, in a film, but even so, I put myself in those circumstances for the most part.
So you just feel like the film gave him things to be mad at. And
exactly. It didn't come naturally. Okay. It was just like that's what angers me about the kids.
His mom's like she was sick, right?
At the end,
she's like
when she was dying or whatever. Does that have a play in how he reacted?
No, I think the biggest thing about that storyline was, you know, him just feeling like this woman lied to me. In general, he just felt like he couldn't trust her in general. So I just think he started turning into what the Joker would be when he kills her. You know the whole line about, you know, I used to think my life was a tragedy. It's really just a comedy, blah blah, and that leads to him killing his coworker and all that. I really want to harken on this Thomas Wayne thing because one thing, I knew they were gonna kill him off once they introduced him. Yeah. I was like, we're gonna get the beads and low-key. Something that somebody said was it felt like an afterthought because it didn't have that same quality of the rest of the film.
And I gotta say, man.
So
I don't know. I just and it's just like even the way the Joker himself interacts with the things that come his way, shooting those guys on the train, even though, you know, it's like I never get the full like dramatic satisfaction that I want out of the movie because the reason he does what he does is stupid. Like, you know, 3 guys on the train, you're harassing him. Yeah, okay. Anyways,
I mean, his ear, making it seem like they were just nagging him or something.
It just seems so. It's just not. It's not realistic. I'm sorry. Like it's dumb. It's dumb.
But don't you appreciate?
I want to say his reaction to that was like, I was like, okay, and then the dancing was dumb. But then I fucking hate the dancing. Okay, so I don't hate the dancing. I hate the score that came with the dancing.
I love
where they put it.
Like, I love it.
But wait, I was getting to my actual point. This movie exhausts me. I'm sorry, but literally, bro. God. Yeah. The way the Joker interacts, especially when he's supposed to be more realized towards the end, I'm not gonna lie, he sounds like a bitch. Like, it's just like, I think what I get that he's angry and that part of Joaquin Phoenix's like star studies is that he is a sensitive guy in all of his movies. Even when he has to do harsh things, he is sensitive about it. We saw that in You Were Never Really Here.
Great film.
Great fucking film. But that end monologue before he shoots Murray, which kills so much of it for me.
I loved it.
I want to say it encompasses what's wrong with the film for me, and it's that the philosophy behind the film is it sounds like something I would have said in 8th grade. Society's unfair. Oh.
What did you think you were gonna get from Joker? You thought this was a well-reasoned.
The Dark Knight's Joker had way more to say. And that was his debut, so it's like,
I mean, yeah, he's actually been doing this for a while though.
Has he?
I mean, as far as we knew, yeah.
For a couple whatevers with the mob, sure, but it's like, even for that to be the beginning, I felt like it kind of it was a disservice.
But
he
also, it feels like there's also like this feeling of like he's never really grown up, he's never really aged, he's never really like matured. And we can tell that in like little things like, why are you still bathing your mom? No grown-ass man is going to be bathing your mom.
Well, the thing about having a narcissistic mother, and this is another place, it's like, okay, sometimes this depiction of mental illness is good. Other times it's just kind of, oh, okay. So, yeah, the thing about having like a narcissistic mother is that since you don't get any attention because your mother is a narcissist when you're a child, you do everything to please her. And so in retrospect, the moment where he kills his mom on that level, it's a little more meaningful than the first time I watched it around, because it's like, okay, no, I'm rewatching it in my head, but yeah, it's meaningful because he's overcoming the person that he's had to give so much of himself away to. I think the problem that this movie I keep running into is just the execution. I liked some of the ideas that were there. I didn't like some of the ideas, but the execution was just so.
I think
they were feeding it to me.
I think the only execution that was weak was the script itself. I think,
and that's the film.
I'm telling you right now, Todd Phillips needs to be nominated for Best Director.
No, he's not a good director. You can see that in the scene with Zazie Beetz, where the cinematographer blew me away. Todd Phillips, on the other hand, did not. Zazie. Okay, so Zazie Beetz, right? Everything we've seen her in, she has been either up to par or above par, right? Given the material she's had. Yeah. Okay, so not saying she's like BAFTA's Best Supporting Actress or whatever, but she's been good. I think the scene where she comes out and Arthur's in her apartment and she doesn't know who he is the worst acting I've ever fucking seen from her.
How?
Did you watch it?
I've watched it twice.
Yeah, it's garbage. It felt like a small theater monologue. I think it
felt different because it just feels like, wait, what is going on?
She didn't even seem terrified that he was there. She was saying she was terrified, but I didn't feel that she was terrified.
But because I feel like I think there was this like innate feeling of like you're not really a threat, in general, because I think the dialogue speaks.
Her daughter's in the other room.
Huh? Maybe she didn't know where to go because her daughter's in the other room. And
I just think she wasn't terrified of him.
She definitely was.
I don't think of him.
Definitely was.
I think she was terrified of like an intruder, and then she was like, okay, it's Art. Like this dude's a weirdo. I don't think he's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
Her daughter's in the other room.
Yeah.
And there's a strange man in the house. She
said you should leave. If it's a real intruder, you're not saying you should leave. You're gonna be I think that's more the dialogue than more of like.
Then the script fails us again, and so does Todd Phillips' direction.
Well, I will say, Todd Phillips co-wrote the script.
Imagine the guy that wrote Hangover making a Joker movie. That's crazy.
But I think majority of it's good. I think the first half is spotless. Everything.
The first half is the worst half. The second half is at least entertaining.
Really, I think the first half is spotless because the first half up until he reads the letter and then they're like, oh yeah, your son and I'm like, what? Granted, I will say we think that storyline is a lot bigger than it actually is. It's actually not that much in the film. Like, if for being honest, it's literally like 15% of the whole film. So I think like me giving it that much of qualms is a little bit too much, especially because it gave us that scene in the restroom, which I thought second favorite scene of the whole, when he approaches him and he's like, do you want an autograph? Yeah. Look, scenes of phenomenon, and he's like, I think it's funny. You didn't like it?
It was just so, I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. It's just, we can talk in circles about this movie, but at the end of the day, for me, it has the depth of an 8th grader that listens to Eminem and drinks Monster Energy drinks. That's what it feels like to me. That's as deep as the movie goes, because everything it's trying to say sums up to that. Silly D's unfair to me, and there's a reason. I want to say there's a reason. So critics that tweet about this movie, right, or tweet that they like it, you know what they've been experiencing? An influx of MAGA followers. Make America Great Again followers.
Yeah, because that's how people that he would like enable. Yes.
Exactly. It is about people. Because it's just like people that aren't oppressed feeling like they are oppressed, and this is what that movie feels like to me. Poor people have way worse problems than kids hitting them with fucking signs in the face.
I mean, also him being mentally ill and literally him being mentally ill, and then the one thing that could actually help him taken away from him,
being what,
like the medication and like having a therapist, all that. He lost his job.
Assuming the therapist.
What type of job could Arthur Fleck really get?
Being a clown.
But even then, the way he loses the job is just so goofy.
No, that was great.
That shit was so garbage, bro.
Elisha, I think you just.
It's not. Don't do that. Don't do that. And my opinions are like legitimately concerns. Yes, I really didn't like it.
That scene was so great.
It was
again, then when he
buffoonish.
dropped, he's like, "Oh, don't tell nobody." That was so great.
No one's saying Joaquin Phoenix can't act.
No,
but it's just the situation. That's a
great.
terrible situation.
I literally thought it was great. And
I don't think they had good ideas. That's
one thing I wanted to bring up was the idea of like, yeah, you may have not appreciated like him killing 3 guys, but
oh no, I said I liked him killing the 3 guys. I did not like the way the 3 guys like got him in a position to kill them. Like it was just like
because I liked the whole like this was like the start of a new rebellion.
It reminds me. You ever
and
seen
like that's why people started using the clown and all that. I thought that was brilliant.
Okay, wait. I'm getting closer to what I'm actually thinking. Okay. You seen 3 Billboards in a?
Unfortunately.
Yes, unfortunately. So the reason that movie sucks is because everybody in that movie is a fucking caricature.
I just thought it wasn't great
like
because I didn't know what story it was trying to tell me.
Well, it's really a Brexit story, but you can't get funding for Brexit in an American film.
It's kind of like what are we doing here?
Yeah, and it's a completely unrealistic portrayal of Southerners. Like, it's like the most caricaturized portrayal of what Southern America is like.
It was getting nominated over I, Tonya, so I'm still upset about it.
Still upset that it got nominated at all, or even watched by me.
I mean, Frances McDormand deserved it, but I thought Margot Robbie was just amazing at I, Tonya. I can talk about that movie for hours.
But my point with the Joker is that I think what I'm trying to say is that the rich people in the movie that constantly abate and hurt his life, there's nothing for them, which again it's just like they're caricatures of like what rich people are like. They have nothing under them. And so wait, I want to say, in the event that this is his one-tailed perspective, sure, that idealistically and logically makes sense for what they were trying to go for. I'm just saying, as a viewer, when I had to watch it on screen, I did not enjoy it because it wasn't good drama to me. Did
you feel like you gave it you're thinking about this movie a little bit more serious than like it actually is? Which I guess it is a grounded story. But
what do you mean?
I think it's also a DC comic book.
Yeah, story. Which is part of I guess it's part of the frustration.
Let's break it
because
down.
DC is supposed to be better than this.
Because let's break it down. What's The Dark Knight really about? Like what's it really about?
But The Dark Knight, it's not, okay. Wait, I'm not talking about like what it's about, but I'm saying like The Dark Knight has an actual good story to hang its characters on.
I think this has a pretty good story, other than the Thomas Wayne.
No, see, it doesn't.
Really?
It really doesn't. That's gonna be the whole problem.
Not even what it's saying, but you don't think the story, like the story elements, like the
story elements, yeah, no,
you don't think they're good?
No, I've been saying that. Like they're not it for me. They just seem cartoonish. Like it's like,
wow,
it's gonna come down to that.
Wow, I love it.
Where at least with The Dark Knight, you just had two extremely interesting characters with opposing philosophies battling each other, and also drama around all of that to interrogate the best out of them. Like, for instance, Rachel getting kidnapped is like Rachel and Two-Face getting kidnapped is partially about Rachel and Two-Face getting kidnapped, but it's more so we can get that scene with them in the the little jail room, and you're learning so much about Batman, how far he can get pushed, and as well as what the Joker's about. That he doesn't give a fuck about any of what Batman's about, but he likes it, and that's
I'm really
great.
Myself from not talking about this movie. I'm really trying not.
What, you want to talk shit about The Dark Knight?
The Dark Knight's my favorite.
Okay, movie. Yeah, I was about to say, what are you doing?
I'm holding it in because like I just want.
It's gonna be another podcast.
I think I could actually talk about that movie for actual years. I think I.
Yeah, no,
I
definitely.
think every single second I'll be like, you know what, right here, I think Nolan's really trying to tell me.
but I'm saying like that, like what I just gave is like the script notes version, and it's just like the Joker doesn't have any of that. Like things just happen to happen, okay, so he can get crazier.
Say it by saying The Dark Knight is almost a million times better than the Joker, just because I think The Dark Knight is just the best thing ever made.
Bless up.
I will just say, for an origin story and a descent into madness, I felt that, and I feel like they accomplished that for the most part in this Joker film. Okay, my point about how his kills got crazier and crazier, can you appreciate that part?
Yeah, but I mean that's like expected.
Exactly.
It's like how else would it go? How else would it go?
So they did it.
Did what?
So they showed the descent into madness.
No. No. There's two halves to that equation, right? Is what drives you mad and how you react, right? Okay, yeah, I think that's what I've been trying to say. I haven't found a simple way of saying it.
See?
Yeah, okay, so there we go. But that's the point of talking. We drill down to our thoughts, right? Okay. And so this half of the equation was not
So you feel like, yes,
the way he was interrogated into going mad by the writing, by the characters around him was just, Jesus Christ.
I think if you take out
him going mad, I mean, Sure, but without that other half of the equation, it's
because
just
it's little things like if you are gonna say he's going into the Descent of Madness, why is he having delusions about Zazie Beet's character already? If he's already if he's supposed to be going downhill, like why does he start there?
To be honest, I structure wise, I'm not even gonna speak to what's within that structure, but structure wise, I guess it's one thing to like hop on with the character that you think is not that far gone and then realize they have been that far gone for a while. I honestly think they might have done us a better service, or it would have been a more interesting choice to know from the beginning that he's schizophrenic. I would have and that's some of the things I felt I got robbed of, because I was like, I'm only getting to see him battle with these things for a hot minute before he goes and does something. I'm having to see him learn about those things, grapple with it real quick, and then have to get back on his feet and keep the story going. If I had to deal with him being schizophrenic from the beginning, not knowing who to trust, not knowing who's there, who's not, and not knowing what is his paranoia, I would have been like, oh, okay, now I'm on for the ride because I don't really know what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. When he finishes, killing those guys and he comes in, he just does and kisses her, I'm like, he's delving, this movie's delving so far into the male ego, and I was like, oh, wait, it's because she's not real. And I was like, oh, okay. All right.
With your point about knowing from the beginning, I think what would have been brilliant and why I say the first half's a lot better for me is because I feel like the first half is more centered on Arthur. And I feel like towards the second half is when we started to lose that. The story got a little bit bigger, as I described. I think it started to try to feed too much into making this thing bigger. And I feel like if we kept it more on Arthur and we kept it more, I think that was the biggest thing about Todd Phillips was I low-key think going into it, I don't think they knew that this was going to be a standalone. I think they were trying to open it up to
larger universe. I feel like they knew it was standalone.
But as we've
because originally it was a Jared Leto movie.
Speaking about it, it should have been more to it. They should have had a second one so they can.
But that's what exactly. So they've saying themselves up to make another one. But even the line at the end where he's like, I thought of a joke, and then it cuts to Bruce Wayne.
That was a good part.
But that's what I'm saying. So that would feed into oh shit, they're gonna meet each other later. So what was it like? I feel like if you keep this strictly Joker, take away the Thomas. I think you keep the Thomas Wayne storyline in general, and even up to him getting killed, because I feel like that could have been dope. But connecting him that close to Arthur was, I feel like, a missed opportunity, and you tried to make the story a lot bigger than it needed to be. I feel like if you like you said, if you really harken down on making that his descent into madness, I think this could be better, and I agree with you on that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's less of anger now towards the movie. It's just kind of a disappointment.
Can you watch it again, please?
I don't think I can put myself.
It's only 2 hours. It's literally less than 2 hours.
Wait, so it's actually torture to you?
Yeah, it actually.
It's not that bad.
No, it was one of those movies. I mean, I don't think you've been with me. Have we gone to a bad movie together?
We've seen Midsummer together. We've seen what else together?
But those aren't bad movies. Those are movies I like. I think we've only seen good movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know when I'm done with the movie because I do this. I throw my hand up at the screen. I remember in Batman vs. Superman. You remember the scene where he goes, "Why did you say that name?" Oh my god.
I literally have it on DVD for no reason. I've never watched it. I just bought it and I don't watch it. Continue.
The part I was trying. That was one of the. I think that movie took away the chances that this movie could have had from me. Because I was like, I love these characters so much. There's no way I'm going to believe this film's as bad as I know it is. And then the Martha thing came, and I was like, oh, there we go. And that was it.
That was the moment.
There were moments before that, but I was in denial the whole movie. And then I was like, all right.
I think it lost me when Bruce was sleeping at his desk, and Flash comes through the scene, and I was like, oh, y'all don't know what you guys want to do. And I feel like that could also
set up 25 things.
And I feel like that could be contributing to this Joker film was making it a lot bigger and not focusing on him per se and trying to start things that you couldn't finish and things that you're not going to finish.
Yeah. And I think it just started on a lot of things. Everyone knows this is Taxi Driver and King of Comedy with clown makeup.
Yes. And
just speaking on Taxi Driver, it goes for things that Taxi Driver tried to do. And I guess in a way, and this is what I'm talking about, the film dressing itself up. It plays, the protagonist in the movie plays in a way like Taxi Driver, but it doesn't do the things a Taxi Driver does as well, or it tries to do them, and it kind of falls flat.
It's a Joker movie, though.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, and that's what I get mad because it's like masterpiece Oscar. Huh?
Okay,
I'm like, what in the
wait,
fuck?
Hold on. I wouldn't be mad if it gets Best Picture. Not winning, sorry. Farewell still needs to win Best Picture, in my opinion. It's probably not.
And wait, time out. Oh my god, you're jarring my memory now because I'm just like, wait, people are saying Joker's the best movie of the year when Farewell came out. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Farewell's still the best movie of this year.
That's really crazy.
But I wouldn't be mad if it gets nominated for Best Picture. I feel like it deserves it. Joaquin needs to win.
Joaquin for Best Actor, Best
Joaquin
Picture, fuck no.
And
if they nominate that shit for Best Picture,
and
fuck it, never mind. That'd be on brand. Never mind.
I'm
yeah.
not gonna lie.
That'd be on brand.
It's better than Black Panther to me.
Okay, it's
okay. Black Panther can get nominated.
I didn't think Black Panther was supposed to get nominated.
So say if Black Panther get nominated, why can't Joker?
I just don't want the Academy to be more of a sham than it is.
But I think Joker's actually deserving, especially from what I've seen yet. I mean, granted, I haven't seen most of the Oscar movies that are gonna come out. That's really what all of November, December is for. But for right now, if there's 5 people that could get nominated for Best Director, I'm pulling Todd in there. I'm putting that thing for Best Score, Best Cinematography, easily. If there was an art direction Oscar, it would easily be in there.
Is there not one? Is there not one? Production design? Close enough?
Not really.
I give it aesthetic awards. Oh, yes. It deserves aesthetic awards because this is a pretty movie. And you know what?
He's
even
like trying to get the shoes open, it's on his back and the back.
No, and even just like even the way they use even the way they use like his position on which side of the frame the signal that he's delving further into his like more mad tendencies. Like when he's writing his routine, I think he's like on the right facing the left. Like things like that are dope. Like it's a very aesthetically pleasing movie. I think so. Man. What's under it, on the other hand, is some garbage to me. But I mean, like it deserves some look for that.
Okay, there's one thing I'll say. I appreciate that. Like we could at least bring different thoughts and not necessarily argue, but have a dialogue and no bad words are being thrown.
It's true.
You hear that, Twitter? It's all possible.
I learned a lot more in this past damn near 45 minutes than I knew.
One thing. Okay. Well, I mean, do you have any more closing thoughts?
I don't want to talk about this movie.
I will just say I love it a lot.
Where is it ranking DC movies?
Ever since
we gotta think about that.
Ever since Man of Steel.
Oh, you mean like that DC? Yeah. Like post Man of Steel DC?
It's easily the best movie that they made. It's not even close. I haven't even seen Aquaman yet.
Oh my god! Don't start.
Exactly. This is their 6th.
That movie is what Martin Scorsese was talking about when he said theme park.
That's true. That's very true.
That movie's
actually
a theme
more
park.
Shazam.
Yeah.
There's been 6 DCEU movies. I've seen 5 of them. The only one I haven't seen is Aquaman. Joker's the only one. So there's Suicide Squad. Batman
They're all pretty
Superman,
bad.
Man of Steel, Wonder Woman.
It's like
Aquaman,
a B film catalog.
Actually, that's 6, and then Joker. So I've seen 6 of them in theaters. The only one I didn't sleep in is Joker.
You know what I'm worried for?
What's up?
The Robert Pattinson Batman movie.
I know I'm not. Matt Reeves.
No, look.
But look. Look. Todd Phillips did Hangover.
Yeah.
And
okay.
He did War Dogs.
He did fucking. I liked War Dogs though.
It's okay.
It's the
first movie I ever watched when I moved to UNT. Matt Reeves gave us Planet
A, okay. But it's like I trust Matt Reeves,
and then he also gave us.
I trust Robert Pattinson.
Cloverfield.
DC as a studio though, man, they make.
But me itch. But this showed that they're not gonna put hands into they're willing to let creators create for once, and if they let Matt Reeves do it,
I pray, bro. Please.
If they let Matt Reeves do it, and this movie's making enough money for them to be like, okay, well,
I'll give it that. If there's something good that comes out of it, it's that Matt Reeves will now have the ability to do what he wants.
Just don't try to connect it to this one.
Yeah, just don't. Leave it alone.
Just leave it alone.
Let Joaquin get his Oscar. And honestly, I don't even know if he'll win that hoe.
Right now,
I think it's still Awkwafina, which would be crazy. Male. It probably won't happen. Best male? Yeah. Oh, they still divided like that.
Nah, he did way better performance than Awkwafina. Come on, man.
I think.
Come on, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Wait. I'll say this.
I'm not gonna entertain.
I'll say this. Hold on. I think I admire Joaquin Phoenix for his performance in this movie because he had nothing to work with.
Huh?
And, well, he didn't have much to work with, and he just acted his ass off through a movie that's not as good as any of the movies he's been in right up to this movie. Is this movie better than You Were Never Really Here?
It's right up there. I gave You Were Never Really Here 9.5. So. If You're Really Here, it has a better script.
If you were okay, well, now we're fucking up the title. You Were Never Really Here.
Never Really Here
is a better Taxi Driver homage.
That's true.
Than this movie.
Now that's
yes.
just strictly a fact.
Okay, that's a fucking fact. Thank you. Okay.
But it's a lot more boring than this one. This one's
it's
a lot more
not. I found You Were Never Really Here much more exciting.
I mean, I give it a 9.5. So I mean, that's how much I liked it. But I liked Joker. I will watch Joker a lot more than I watch If You're Never Really Here. I watch Joker over probably any other Joaquin Phoenix movie. Not saying that's better than them, but I'd watch them over which other one? All right. Which other
that
one?
I'm not
entertaining.
Which one? I would rather watch anything. I would rather watch Joaquin Phoenix watch fucking paint dry. Like, come on. What the fuck, bro? Okay, no, but all right. On a serious note, I'm gonna stop speaking in hyperbole.
That was wild.
I don't know.
That was wild.
You know I do that, but
that was wild. Okay.
him and I mean, like, come on, bro. Her, you can talk about fucking Inherent Vice. I'd rather watch Inherent Vice than watch this movie. And Inherent Vice is a slow burn for real.
On that note,
hey, be mad at me. Be mad at me.
Right there. The only other thing I want to ask you about is Ben Simmons has a shot now.
Ben Simmons can shoot threes, bro. I was dying. Bro, who were they playing? It was like
who they playing?
They're playing some random team. It wasn't even an NBA.
They're like an internet. I was gonna say the fucking.
But one thing I'll say is when I saw that, the way Twitter just like shut down.
no, I said to Melvin. I mean, I put eye emojis. I was like, whoa, because the first hit at it was
some whole shit.
The first hit at it was that video of like when you were shooting in like a row. I was like,
wait, hold on. I want to fact check because I was gonna fact check this on my own, but I didn't. Has he really never made an NBA three in a game?
He never shot one.
I don't think he shot one.
That's hilarious, bro.
You saw him was like, come on,
yeah,
take this shot.
He first dribble, he was like, nah. He was like, no, really,
no,
dude. He was like, okay.
And the dude guarding him, was like 5'9", bro. He's like 5'9".
Hey, but that joint was wet.
That's not like he's now, bro.
Nothing but net.
You know
even know the guy that was guarding him?
But as long as he's open, that's all that matters.
Same height as me.
All that matters if you make it. If it's a wide open shot, that's all we need from you.
You know what, bro? I suspect Ben Simmons could shoot this whole time. Not shoot, but like shoot to the point of like you should maybe go out there and guard him. I think he was scared.
I think it was more of a confidence thing.
Yeah, and he said that.
Shoot enough because it's kind of like Giannis. Like there was a point in time where he couldn't shoot. And so the more he started shooting, even though he was missing, you're gonna start making them because it's more.
I just think he just didn't have the confidence.
He said that. He kind of said that because he was like, and he was talking about his love of the game too. Mm-hmm. Like when you don't have it, you're just not gonna push.
And then when you see what Embiid like, hey, shoot it, and he's like, he dribbles at first and he stops. Embiid's like, the game's like, shoot it, and that's when he's like, all right.
And the crowd lost him.
I don't know why he even like. Thought a second time of it because it's a preseason game. Like, why are you?
It's confidence.
It's confidence, bro. It's still a stage though. There's still people in the crowd. Wait, Michael Porter Jr. though. Can we talk about that?
Oh, what did he do?
A mid-range jumper.
I mean, but wait, hold on.
Because he's supposed to be cold. So I want to know what
niggas are hyping a mid-range.
19 months, 18 months.
He hit a mid-range jumper.
That's the dribble. Nobody, like he had a nice movie, like when the guy stepped back and hit it in his face. That was interesting.
The person,
fuck it, man. Kobe Bryant made 7 points a game as rookie season.
The person that I thought hooped, Tyler Hero, he's a hooper. Like step back three block. I'm like dying. I'm like, wait, hold on. Maybe the
next Gordon.
It's like the Ben Simmons 3 thing. It's a feel good thing. It's just like, oh, Michael Porter Jr. is playing basketball.
Okay, then that's true.
That's what I was like. I didn't say he's like blowing the league away.
The difference between us saying Michael Porter Jr. versus Derrick Rose scoring 50. That's something that hits you harder.
Yeah, but I mean, Michael Porter Jr. it's his first game. Do you really want that big of an emotional moment?
I mean. I mean, seeing Markel Fultz hit a dunk was more impressive.
Markel was like, this is the old Markel from Washington State. I was like, wow. No, like hey, I'm not gonna lie, Markel this season. Watch out for him.
Don't piss me off.
I'm rooting for that nigga though.
He sound like Stephen and Dre.
Because it wasn't his fault that his rookie season went like that.
Like Stephen and Dre. Who will be having in 2 weeks?
It's on the calendar. What you call it?
What's the first game?
It's that. So we record on Wednesday. So the first game's on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. So the Raptors play the Raptors play Pelicans.
What's the date?
And then Clippers Lakers. So 22nd.
22nd.
But we record on Wednesdays. So they'll be here Wednesday to talk about that Clippers Lakers game, which
I'm looking forward to that.
I'm not gonna lie. We still can just record that.
Wait. That's official though, right? That's not preseason.
The first game. That's the first game of the season. First game of the season is technically the Raptors because I think
is
them the ring. And then the Lakers.
Kawhi Leonard's not going to be there, is he? No, it's Paul George, isn't it? Which one of them is injured?
I think PG's injured.
PG's not going to be back till November or something?
That's whack.
So. Nobody really cares about the NBA until, like, All-Star break.
But it's, like, the interesting first game. It's a good story. And it's not going to be
like,
complete.
Dates in the NBA, like, we care about.
We finally have that for the first time in a long time.
But there's just something about after All-Star break. After All-Star break,
niggas
that's
is playing for real.
That's when I start. I'm like, okay, we need to really pay attention. Low-key
that's
after
you're kind of forced to.
I think low-key after Christmas.
Do the Pelicans play opening day?
Yeah, the Pelicans play the Raptors the first game.
Beautiful. Because I'm not gonna lie, just like everybody else, I was like, man, how's Zion gonna work? How's this gonna work? And then
that dunk.
He let us know. Hey, no. He let us know. What are you talking about?
Though. Like you act like you put up 50 points for
He does not have to.
He had his hand over the square
on a grown man. Baptized him.
Okay.
That he's 5 inches. He's 5 inches shorter than that nigga.
I'm saying like this is not something we didn't know.
It's kind of is.
But you look in the NBA.
Who's on him?
Bro,
come on, bro.
I don't think anybody's stopping that.
Who does he have to dunk on?
The ball was over the what's it called? What do we call that square?
He's not doing that over Giannis.
Y'all can't get that.
But wait, hold on. Who asked him to do it over Giannis?
No, but I'm saying like who's he doing it?
I want you to say he's 6'6".
Okay.
He's Charles Barkley.
He's 6'6".
In a modern NBA.
Look,
all you can
do is dunk.
Michael Jordan.
All you can do is dunk.
With the body of a center.
All you can do is
an
dunk.
NFL center.
All he can do is dunk.
Yes.
Dude has vision too. A little bit of vision.
he can. It's like 19.
And he can rebound. Come on, dude.
That's it.
That's a good enough.
What do you mean that's it? What does
Montrezl Harrell has that exact career.
So you're comparing him to Montrezl Harrell.
Is that terrible?
Montrezl
Harrell.
The number one pick is being compared to Montrezl Harrell.
For now.
It's a great rookie comparison.
What's his ceiling?
GOAT.
Yeah, you're not serious.
GOAT.
You're bugging, bro. GOAT. Hell no.
GOAT.
He's not gonna be no damn GOAT.
What GOAT?
That's his ceiling. GOAT.
GOAT of what?
Basketball. Of all time.
So what?
I just need to get there.
If he goes to the NFL, he could be a GOAT.
Nah, he couldn't. He's not fast enough. I think we underestimate how fast he needs to be in the NFL.
At 6'6"?
Yes.
I was about to say, I think he's pretty fast for 6'6".
Yeah, he's NBA fast because everybody's that height.
You don't necessarily have to be fast though if you're playing tight end.
Plus, it doesn't matter if you can outrun a nigga. Who's gonna catch the ball?
Look at Gronk. He didn't have to do much.
He would have to slim down a lot.
Gronk didn't have to slim down at all.
Gronk is nowhere near as big as him. Zion's a grown ass man.
Gronk is huge.
And imagine Zion's bigger than that.
How big is Gronk?
Gronk is 6'5",
I thought he was
right?
like 6'5", 6'6".
6'5", but Zion's 6'6", 285.
And also, wait, and also 19 and playing basketball, and still as big as Gronk. It's not. If Zion had to get in NFL shape,
he would have to slim down.
I would give him my lunch money.
Really?
I would mail it to him.
Yeah. You have to be fast.
No, not a tight end. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but yeah,
look
at he's still not fast enough to be.
Look at Jason Witten.
But they're scheming for Jason Witten.
Okay,
we also have to factor in the fact that Zion Williamson can jump higher than any NFL tight end.
That too.
That's up for debate.
What ball is he not catching? That's what I want to know.
But does he have hands?
Hell yeah.
I mean,
look at the things. Come on, bro.
Hands?
I think he would.
I think they'd have to make a bigger football to make it fair.
I think he'd be up there, but go. I don't know. I mean, like Gronk and the.
But here you are saying go to the NBA.
Yeah, I think so.
But even in the NBA, he doesn't
That's
lose
crazy.
weight too. It's not just NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see Zion having a 30-point season?
No.
Right now?
No, ever.
No.
Yes.
So you're telling me that You can see Zion Williamson averaging 30
Yes.
in one season.
I think so. Who has? Jordan has. Okay, ever since the
Zion.
80s, yes.
That can only dunk.
In the modern NBA, where niggas shoot from 40 feet.
That can only dunk.
So you think he can never develop a 3-point shot?
I see ceiling in terms of like developing an offensive game being a Blake Griffin.
Like peak Blake Griffin?
Yeah.
That was, I mean,
Which
that wasn't averaging 30.
Which
and also on Blake Griffin's team, he also had a lot of he had all stars around him. So how good would he have been if it was just his team?
I mean, he's bound to have all stars on his team too.
I was about to say, okay, wait, hold on. Wait. Hear me out. Hear my theory out. Okay, look. I'm not saying Lonzo and them are gonna be all stars. All I'm saying is,
I thought I was gonna not deal with this by not having Steven and Dre. Y'all sound just like them.
hold on, wait. They just have an interesting core. That's it.
Yeah,
and
not all stars.
But here's
we don't
the
know
thing.
what happened.
A core
and you
like
don't know
that,
what happened with Zion.
a core
I'm
like
pretty sure.
that can bring a guy. Like it's like if I'm like say I'm like a dude like I don't know who's like a mid-level all-star. Chris Middleton.
Yeah. You think he's a higher level? Lower?
He's a solid all-star.
He's like your second guy on the team.
If it was a general NBA, like if it was not just West and East, if it was just all together, he's a mid-level all-star.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like a mid-level all-star, and you add him to a team where he's got players around him like that. That's a pretty good team. You give him some good coaching. You got a guy like Zion that can go make plays. You got a guy like Lonzo
Zion
that can.
And Chris Middleton, or just
I'm just saying just throw another throw a mid-level all-star into the mix. Like they're a competing
they do
team.
have a mid-level all-star.
Julius Randle.
Drew
Are you
Holiday.
mad?
No,
They still have Julius
yeah,
Randle.
They have Drew Holiday. Randle is in New York, but they have.
Yeah, I
Drew
was about to say,
Holiday.
huh? They have who?
Drew Holiday. He's a
Drew
Holiday.
Drew.
You don't know what I'm talking about. Wait, you don't think he's a mid-level all-star?
God. Bro, y'all make
Okay, wait. I'm gonna say play devil's advocate. It might be because he plays in New Orleans that we don't know that he's
getting
a
double
all-star.
team. He was really
He was locking down Dame.
Dame was getting double team. What were you saying?
I was saying the reason we might not. Okay, Melvin might have a point, and we might not think of him that way just because he plays in New Orleans.
Yeah,
That is
That's
a factor.
really it.
He's never on TV.
His peak was at the Sixers, and he was still not all-star.
Well, I didn't
he's
wanna
been
say
great
it, but-
in New Orleans.
His peak
been
though.
great in
What's he like? Worth 18 points a game?
Yeah, around
His-
18, 22.
Drew Holiday,
just like Chris Middleton.
Drew
he averaged
Holiday-
like
Yeah, but
18,
Chris
20.
Middleton plays next to fucking. Oh well, then again, I guess he played
He
next
played
to
next
Anthony
to
Davis.
AD.
When Anthony Davis
Anthony
played,
Davis barely played.
I was about to say when he played.
But still, their team was trash.
Yeah, them niggas were cheeks, but
I
I think they're better off now.
I don't get y'all's point, dude.
My point is he's a great player.
So you really think Zion cannot score 30 points this season, just
No.
once?
No.
Who has?
People that can score.
Russ has.
People
Russ
who
has.
have a
So
fucking
you're
package
putting
like
up-
that.
Hold on, Russ has, and what can Russ do? Can Russ shoot?
No, but
Russ can create his own
Russ
shot.
can shoot a whole lot better than Zion
That's
can.
cap.
He can create a shot better than Zion.
And
That's not cap.
He's allowed
Because
to
he's
shoot more than
fast
Zion
enough
can
to get
too.
past motherfuckers.
Wait.
Plus, wait. Russell Westbrook has way more threats in his package than Zion has.
No, you-
Hold on, wait. Okay, look. People can say those 10 assists he gives or whatever is bullshit, but it's like no nigga just bullshits 10 assists for a whole season, every game.
Nobody averages a triple double a whole season.
He bullshitted those rebounds, but he did not bullshit all those assists.
I mean, he's also second in turnovers, if not first in turnovers.
No, he was
Let's
second.
not bring it
James
up.
Harden's
Anyways,
number
he's
one.
a threat
Every
on the
time,
offensive end. He's a threat on the offensive end.
Is he really?
Yes, come on,
really?
bro.
No, he
You think
is.
they're out there letting him just dunk on their heads for funsies? He's not Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah, you saw what Dame
No,
did.
Zion will be great, but I don't see him averaging 30.
30,
Hey,
that's wild.
Especially at his position. That's why.
He's a shooting guard, small forward.
Shooting guard.
Shooting guard.
He has shooting guards high.
He's a small.
No,
He's
his body's
Draymond
not
Green.
shooting guard.
Okay.
He's Draymond Green body type.
but he has the height of a shooting guard.
So does
Yeah, but
Draymond
they-
Green.
So either way, he could play. That's why I say he could do both.
But
They're
Draymond
not
Green
gonna
can't play
put
shooting
guard,
guard.
is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but if he's on a different team, he could play shooting guard.
He's not playing shooting guard. That's what
Period.
But I'm saying on a
And no
different
team
team.
in the NBA.
So there's no team that
No
no
one
team
is
in the NBA.
putting
There's no
him at
big
shooting
team.
no
guard.
team
No.
playing
no
Zion.
big team that
No.
he can
There's no
play shooting
team
guard.
playing Zion.
No.
shooting
No.
guard.
Where can he play? He could play shooting guard on
An AAU team.
the Clippers.
They
You
have
said he's
shooting
playing-
guard.
He could if he was
No,
on the
he's
Clippers.
not.
Wait, with the
you
team
move
they have
Ka-
now?
So you say Kawhi's 3, and he will be. So you
Kawhi or PG is the 2.
Yeah.
PG or 2? PG
Yes.
like 6'10".
PG can play too.
It's Zion.
No,
No, he
because
can't,
here's the
bro.
thing.
Zion does
You
not have a
literally
guard
just mentioned
package.
it. Zion's not quick. So he's getting
I didn't say
left
that.
by anybody who's playing
I
guard
think
on
he's
the other
NBA quick.
team.
He's not NFL quick.
He's not quick.
He's not quick.
Nigga,
Fast. He can cover a lot of
Okay,
ground, but
fast.
quick, fuck no.
He's fast.
I like niggas are gonna burn Zion.
So you can see him locking up Clay or staying
Yes.
with Clay.
That's Steph. I think it's actually impossible to guard him. Like
Guard who? Steph?
If it's
Reasonably.
Charles going, it's just not happening.
Okay, wait. I want to say like the Warriors are about to have a very interesting season.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be the first time in a long time we've actually had to watch Steph Curry.
Like
Bro, he has
saw
to-
this years ago.
Bro, yeah, no, like, look, like we're gonna get to actually watch Steph Curry play basketball again because he looked bored out there for like 2 years.
All right, he said they go to finals.
Remember when Steph Curry had handles? Wait, remember when niggas were arguing does Steph Curry or Allen Iverson have better handles? Y'all remember that?
No, it was more Kyrie. People
Kyrie and
Either way, no one says that
Yeah.
anymore. I just want to see Steph Curry dribble a basketball again.
I mean, he did when KD went out. He was like,
No, but
after he said, "Oh, it's gonna be fun when KD went out," I was like, "Oh, we're in trouble here." That's when I knew it was bad. I already said,
Weren't you going for the Warriors?
Yes. No. I like everybody. Like I'm saying, like the league was in trouble.
Oh,
if you're
okay.
going against Steph Curry, you were in trouble, and we saw that. He literally took out the Rockets at home, swept the Blazers. If Clay was playing, they win that series in 6. But it's neither here nor there. Right now, I have them going all the way to the finals.
who, the Warriors?
Yes.
Hmm?
I already said on the podcast.
You're crazy.
I already said it on the podcast. They're going to the finals.
So they're going to the finals before both LA teams.
yes.
Before the Clippers?
They could easily beat the
You're
Lakers.
wild.
They could easily
The
beat
Lakers maybe,
I
but
don't
the
know about-
Clippers?
They can beat the Lakers.
I don't even think they can beat the Lakers because of Bron and AD.
They can beat
Even
the
if they
Lakers.
get Clay back, they're not beating the fucking Clippers.
Look,
The man that did beat them is on that team with another nigga that could give them problems, along with Patrick Beverly locking down Steph
is
Curry, along with don't they have Zubac now?
They have Zubac, but I'm not nobody's worried.
I don't know why.
But even still, like just the height, just the
They
height.
have a good team because they even have Montrezl too.
Who is-
Like of all the NBA Jam teams we have, they're the ones with like the best supporting cast.
Other than PG
Oh,
and
yes,
Kawhi,
definitely.
other than PG and Kawhi, who's scoring?
Honestly, but the
Lou
two names
Will?
you just said, who has
Off
to
the
score?
bench.
Lou Will.
Okay, so that's 3.
Lou average.
That's
like
good
20.
enough.
That's
You need
way
3
more
niggas to
than
get the
enough.
majority of
Okay,
buckets.
that's 3.
Like you can just have them.
How do all 3 of them score?
PG scores from everywhere, so.
They all score ISO play.
But they can do more than just ISO.
All ISO play.
They can do more than.
Kawhi
But then,
cannot,
okay,
and
wait,
you know
even
Kawhi cannot.
look, and you know what? That's their
Yeah, you
advantage.
know exactly.
Who,
You know
wait,
Kawhi
wait,
cannot
wait.
score ISO play.
Who on the Warriors is guarding Paul George
Paul George?
besides his knee? I'm sorry.
Draymond could.
LOL. Okay,
Why
well,
not?
if Draymond guards him, who's gonna guard Kawhi?
Clay.
LOL again. Oh, actually not LOL because Klay Thompson under the
Clay.
defense.
So what are we
he's
talking
coming off
about
a knee
here?
injury, though.
What is
so-
D'Angelo
That's
Russell
the only
gonna
point.
do?
That's
Yeah,
the only
he's
point
coming
you
off
can
an
do.
injury.
But then what is D'Angelo Russell gonna do? Who's he gonna guard?
I mean, who else needs to be guarded? Lou Will? I mean, look,
Montrezl Harrell?
So
No, they still have Montrezl?
you're left with 2 players.
Wait, didn't Montrezl put up like
And,
18 a game last year?
Huh?
Didn't Montrezl Harrell put up like 18 a game
Yeah,
last
but
year?
they don't. He's not gonna do that because they have Kawhi and.
But he's still a threat.
Yeah, but like.
Come on.
I
And
want
he
you
can
to
shoot the
understand. I
rock.
want you to understand. Carly Stein's also on that team.
Nobody's worried about him.
Okay.
I'm not worried
Well,
about King's Cauley Stein.
Like,
I'm
they're
interested to
gonna-
see what he does.
These are like average role players. They're not like.
Exactly, role players.
Yeah.
What's Montrezl Harrell?
But I
Glorified
think
role
Montrezl-
player.
I
Put some
think
respect
Montrezl
on his
better than
name.
Cauley Stein.
So now you say so I already have both of their best players guarded right there.
And guarded.
If you keep them to 25 apiece, that's okay.
Congrats.
If somehow some way you
25
can.
apiece is still a lot.
It is.
I'm about to say
I mean,
that's 50 points out of 2
when
niggas.
when you're going up against 2 people, one that just won Finals MVP
Yeah.
and the MVP candidate, like yes,
You still have one more person that could get 30.
that's what I'm saying.
anytime
I mean, Lou Will's going to be the issue. Lou Will's going to be the issue.
Because the Warriors, they don't
Because
have
they're
that X factor
backcourt.
anymore.
Exactly.
Who?
It's not
They
even that.
have no Sean Livingston.
They
They
don't.
don't have Sean.
And
They don't have Iggy.
I will say less
Yikes.
Iggy because Iggy really wasn't there for a lot of the playoffs.
He was fading.
He was
towards
hurt.
the
Like
end,
he was hurting, and it wasn't like he wasn't that big of a factor as he is now. And they did lose Quinn Cook, which is another one, which is just another point guard piece.
But defensively, no.
Who do they have on the bench at this point?
They picked.
They
up
got
other
Jordan
players.
Poole.
They picked up other players here and there,
Mhm.
which I still think they're still gonna pick up players here and there.
Also, fuck
Because
Jordan
don't let them
Poole.
get Jamal Crawford. Anyways,
He's like 42.
okay, and he's still a hooper.
I was about to say that nigga. That's the one nigga he can hoop for
He
eternity.
can still hoop. So, right there, we already have their best two players guarded, and like I said, both of them play iso ball. So it's not. First of all, they still don't have somebody who can facilitate. I think they shouldn't have traded SGA because they had SGA. I think they had to. But if they had SGA somehow, this conversation is not happening.
They're
going.
But I mean, if you look at the Raptors, they didn't really have that much of a facility.
Yeah, because they were able to score for ISO play every
then
time.
That's what they'll do now.
But the difference is if Clay was healthy, they're not winning. That's the difference.
No, but you're playing a totally different team now. You're playing a totally different team because I think
And also,
this Clippers team is better than Toronto last year.
easily.
Yeah,
they are.
So
I would honestly, for what he
does.
does, I would take Patrick Beverly over having Kyle Lowry. Just because I have two guys.
I want Kyle Lowry in the finals.
No. I was gonna say on the offensive end. On the offensive end,
for this specific team, I would.
For this specific team, yeah. Because
for this specific
Patrick
team.
Beverly's not going to take any buckets away from him.
Exactly.
He is a smart ass player. He may not be the ultimate facilitator, but he's smart. And at the end of the day, who am I going to trust besides him to guard Steph Curry?
Exactly.
I mean, Kyle Lowry did his job for as much as he could. And what's his name?
And Patrick Beverly did a better job.
What was you guys' favorite player on the Raptors again?
Wait, you mean the GOAT? Are you talking about Fred VanVleet, of which I'm president of the fan club?
All right.
Can we get that guy to the Clippers?
No. Like, I think if everybody I don't think you need Lou Will just to guard somebody. I think, like we saw with the Raptors, people stepped up. I think people step up. I think I would rather a better facilitator than have somebody who's only going to be useful on defense. Because the Warriors...
He's still like 10 points worth of offense.
Bro, I want you to understand...
And he can shoot the three a day.
I want you to understand the way I describe it is the Warriors used to be like the person who used to facilitate was Draymond before. You switch that out with D'Angelo, who can actually now score and facilitate. Well, I mean, he's not the best.
So what's Draymond doing now?
But that's another distraction. So now it could be either them.
What do you mean by distraction?
Like he's another person that you still need to guard. You still need to guard him in the paint. In the paint.
I think
inside the 3-point line.
They don't play like that. He would be more.
He plays like small ball.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You can now have D'Angelo doing that. And now
so you have D'Angelo facilitating and then Draymond on the wings.
But you can do both. You could switch it up each time. So
but it's the same amount of options they have with KD. I think it's weaker now. Obviously, it's not as much of a mismatch. Because what D'Angelo's what? He's 6'5". Him and Draymond are like the same fucking height.
Draymond's 6'7", I think.
No, they like his without shoes height. It's like 6'6".
My point is, you don't have to guard Draymond the 3-point line when he's trying to facilitate. You have to guard D'Angelo. So now that spaces the floor a lot better.
Wait, you said you don't have to guard him where?
You don't have to guard Draymond out at 3-point.
Exactly.
Yeah, you do.
You don't not as much. You don't have to guard Draymond at all.
So now say D'Angelo.
He was hurting niggas in the finals enough.
Now you have that person that would normally be on Draymond having to come up. Now the space is a lot better.
You acting like D'Angelo Russell is like Steph Curry. You got double team him.
Nah, I didn't say double team, but you have to play defense on the 3-point line.
But you don't necessarily have to like draw in as much.
You're gonna have to play defense on my 3-point line. Versus what people do.
Who has the ball in this situation?
D'Angelo will have the ball in this situation.
He has the ball in this situation. Draymond's on the wing, right?
Not like 3-point line, but on the wing, yeah.
I mean, he has to be on the 3. He's not shooting mid ranges.
My point is, he helps space the floor. That's my point.
Not by that much. Really.
Yeah, by a lot more that they could finesse it. But if you're gonna lose KD, this is the only way they could have finessed it.
And also, they don't have Clay for most of the season.
Nobody cares about. I'm not talking about the regular season.
But then that brings into question,
how good they're going to be in the regular season.
Not even just how good they're going to be in the regular season. Also, their positioning they're going to have. I think in the postseason.
I think as long as they don't play the Clippers or the Lakers first round, and they're able to like build that chemistry slowly.
But they could.
Like Denver.
But they could.
Denver, yeah. So I only think the only 3 teams that give them serious problems that they see in the first round are the Nuggets, what's the team? The Clippers and the Lakers. Because by the second round, Clay is gonna be back to normal. That's why the only way the Warriors do not make it to the finals in my eyes is if somebody finds them early.
There's way too many teams that could possibly make it.
No, I don't think the only team that we can say I will agree.
There's a lot.
The only
this is the one year I'll actually give the Rockets a nod over the Warriors.
But the thing is, there's an if for every big team. with all the teams that we said from the West can make it. The Clippers still can't facilitate the ball. They're going to be way too ISO heavy, at least for right now.
But they have a great coach to begin with, and they have a great squad in terms of talent.
But
so they can make that work easily.
But we're talking about if we're hoping that.
I'm saying the Warriors have way too many ifs. You gotta worry about is Clay gonna come back right? Is this D'Angelo thing even gonna work out?
And then there's also the
how healthy is Steph gonna be?
There's also the idea that the whole thing behind the Warriors system is like what like Steve Kerr figured out when he made the system was that there's like a certain number of like passes per game you have to hit in order to basically be unguardable. That's what it's like they pass the ball so damn much till they find the perfect shot that they're unguardable. So it's not still the age where it's like you need somebody to come in and give you 11 assists a game to where y'all can just be dangerous. And it comes down to like what you said with Doc Rivers being their coach. Is he going to get them to pass the ball around enough to get a great shot? And if he does,
I think he can.
I'm not scared. I don't care about Patrick Beverley being the point guard.
Same thing with the Rockets.
They're going to be scary to watch.
But
the Rockets
their impact is another thing.
In the regular
but
they're going to be fun as fuck to watch.
Because I think all these big teams are all ifs. Will the Nuggets still have enough experience to beat all these teams?
What do you mean enough experience?
I mean, I don't.
How many times you got to get your ass whipped, bro?
I mean, they really only get their ass whipped. I really only count last year.
Okay.
And they didn't make it the year before then. So this is their only year of really getting their ass beat. So now moving forward, are you going to be able to be a Kawhi and PG-led team? Are you going to be able to beat LeBron and AD? Regardless of how talented your team is, how good are you guys?
But LeBron and AD barely have a team around them. That's their what if.
That's what I'm saying.
But I don't take them that seriously.
I'm not okay. We're not measuring how many ifs. We're not measuring. This people have. I'm just saying there's ifs everywhere, and I'm going based on the team that has been doing it.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you're gonna have to look at when you get to the playoffs. It doesn't matter what kind of like team play you have around you or whatever. If you have somebody like Kawhi, you have great chances of going. The
difference is Kawhi's a generational.
You have somebody
player.
like Bron and AD. It don't matter how bad the chemistry was or whatever. They're gonna find ways to get through it.
But do you think the Raptors make it to the finals through the West?
It depends on who they face.
If they face the Raptors,
last year, do you think they?
Okay.
Do you think they make it through the West?
Like I said, it depends on who they. Because
generally, do you think that they could beat every team in there? No.
They had a chance.
So I think
teams. I would say except the Warriors.
The Warriors. I think the Rockets would have gave them problems.
Not really.
I think the Rockets would have gave them problems.
Really.
The Rockets system would have given them problems.
I think the Rockets would. I think the Nuggets definitely would have taken them because they had a small rotation. The Nuggets were not getting tired. Other than that 4 overtime game, they were not getting tired.
I think a Nuggets Raptors finals would have been interesting because they're pretty like on.
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I think they were also a product of also being in the East.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know how the matchups would have worked out with these teams for me.
My point is everybody has ifs. So let's not count the Warriors.
That's why I say when you look at every team, you see ifs, and then what do you look past that? Who is the GOAT that you have on your team that's going to take you? So you're going to compare Steph Curry to Bron, AD.
I know just one. I thought we were just doing one or two.
No, but I'm just.
If we're doing two, then Clay and Steph.
Clay and Steph over Bron, AD.
From what I've seen these past 5 years,
I don't know, man.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna take Bron and AD.
I'll take Bron and AD.
Just cause, as for Clay and Steph, bro, it's a shaky foundation. Just cause you don't know when they're gonna collapse.
The Warriors have been to the finals for how many years now?
Not in the finals.
They're tired.
Bro.
Bron did not make the playoffs.
That's too damn much.
Okay.
He's fresh.
Okay.
AD didn't make the playoffs. He's fresh.
When was last? Look, LeBron's never gone through trials and tribulations of going through the West. At all.
And this is probably the easiest it's been in how many years?
This is the easiest?
Yeah, I will say.
Wait.
Because if you look at in previous years, like since KD joined the Warriors, it was a
lot.
Other than that,
if you compare that to this year, like it's
other than that Warriors team, everybody is better. Every single team is better.
Yeah, but they're not to that level of the Warriors.
All you're saying is the Warriors. I'm talking about the West, period.
But I'm just saying,
even the team that they face in the first round is going to take them to 6.
My point is the West, as like collectively as like teams, they're better, but individually, like if you look at team by team, they're more beatable than the Warriors.
I guess you can say that. I mean, I agree with you that Warriors team with KD was just like that was like necessary.
It's hard to beat that team.
But like I say, I feel bad for like the Pelicans, the Kings. Whether those like teams they're just right there. No, you're not making it this year.
Yeah,
you're just not.
Nah.
Those 8 teams are locked in. Those 8 teams they're locked in.
It's done.
Mm-hmm.
The first round, I don't think anybody's gonna get swept. I don't think anyone could even go to 5. I think they're all going to 6 at least.
Yeah.
Because other than the Spurs, the Spurs are the only weak team that's just
Yeah.
like, you guys.
My thing is, I just think you haven't seen Braun in the playoffs in a minute.
Yeah, in the East.
But it's still Braun. Like
it's still Braun, but
like you saw even when they lost to the Warriors, how well he was performing.
I still think
like he's scary.
I still think a lot of teams are gonna. I think they're gonna be tired by the time they get set.
You think they'll be tired,
bro? Going to 6 games.
After he's just rested.
Going to 6 games back, like that's gonna be a lot on him.
I don't know.
It's gonna be a lot.
But I want to say one thing that was kind of peeped in the preseason with the Lakers game. I don't know if LeBron is even necessarily the unabated like alpha dog.
Oh, he doesn't have to. That's the thing.
And that's what I think is the the differing factor.
And AD should be that person.
But look, like when I saw AD, do you know who he looked like out there dunking on niggas?
And then AD's gonna be the person to take you to the promised land.
No, not
he doesn't have to be to take you.
Just get there.
But they can share the load.
So that's what I'm saying. So LeBron's needs to do it.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to work himself as much.
He doesn't have to do.
He doesn't have to
everything.
do what he did in the Cavs. Carry you through the regular season and the playoffs.
Right, and the guy he has playing power forward isn't a pussy. So finally,
once again, who else is on that team? Danny Green. Danny Green had 0 points. Danny Green has 0 points games during the playoffs. He beat him scoring the same amount of points, and I was saying that.
LeBron's always wanted to play with him though.
Danny Green's a shooter though.
Yeah, when he wants to be.
Yeah.
Who's their starting point guard?
Braun.
Rondo.
That's an issue.
How's that an issue?
That's an issue.
Hey, I think this is gonna be good for Rondo. He's got people. He's just good when he has people to pass to.
They have Dwight Howard,
but he's not a starter.
Yes, he is. Who else?
They're starting.
Boogie got hurt.
They're gonna have a small ball. They're gonna have AD, Kuzma, Braun, and then Rondo and Caldwell Pope or somebody else. Or
That's
Danny
a pretty
Grimes.
good team.
Yeah.
They got 2 like Hall of Famers, one guy that's really good, and then
y'all have 2
guys that fill the gaps.
You have too much hope in this team.
No,
I'm a Lakers fan.
Yeah, I am too. But it's not just.
I forget you guys are just no,
but it's not hope
fans.
in the team. You gotta understand who we're talking about here. Like Braun is not no scrub.
Nobody said he is.
He's walking to any team
it's cold
and
though.
being like their number 1 player.
I think Utah still gives them problems. I think every team gives them problems.
Talk about experience. What is Utah gonna do?
I mean, the thing about Utah is they don't have Ricky Rubio anymore stinking up the joint.
So Ricky Rubio is gonna take you to a promised land.
No, I say they don't have him no more. So now they have Mike Conley, and you can't just break Mike Conley. You cannot just break Mike Conley.
But he's not taking you to a promised land.
Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell, Bogdanovich.
What did Donovan Mitchell do last year? What did Donovan Mitchell do last year?
I mean, yeah, he's only playing on the team, and he was shooting like 50 times a game.
So you're comparing that to?
I'm saying that they're gonna give him issues.
Yeah, but that's just like
so look at this.
Nags tugging the shirt.
Right.
Still
look at this starting five right now.
Breaking the tackle.
Look at this starting five: Mark Conley, Donovan Mitchell, Bogdanovich, Rudy Gobert, and Joe Ingles. That's not squad.
It's a squad, but at the end of the day, it's about matchups.
Yeah, it's kind of like
no, it's not. It's a squad.
It's like matchups. This league is all about matchups.
It's a squad.
Yeah, and then there's also the
change the way you play based on
Rudy Gobert's. I won't say clamping up AD, but that's a good matchup.
But AD
it's scary enough. But then there's also the fact, like people forget, Donovan Mitchell's 6'3".
AD will have Rudy Gobert come out and guard him on the perimeter, and he's getting past him easily.
I'll take.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. But Rudy Gobert might not be able to.
Let's not forget Rudy Gobert displayed Defensive Player of the Year back to back.
Yeah,
he's also slow as shit.
In the paint, that's my point.
He like he's dirt.
He's
slow.
Not going nowhere. If you bring him out to the perimeter, bro.
Flash. AD's Barry Allen.
No, I'm not saying that.
Shit, hey, on some shit, bro. If it's Rudy Gobert versus,
if it's Rudy
imagine
Gobert.
Rudy Gobert versus. I think AD gonna look like the Flash. My name is Anthony Davis.
Niggas breaking the time barrier. I'm dead.
Oh god, bro.
Oh man, I can't wait to preview the NBA season with Steven and Dre.
Oh.
We got some other things to talk about. Elisha, it was great having you.
Oh,
It's
cool.
always great having you.
Yeah, it's always great having you.
You
We
know.
always have great talks,
Most
great
definitely.
listens.
We'll see some other time though, for sure.
Of course, when I make another over the top.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, you know what? Now we got every time we do something that catches my eye, we're gonna be like, yeah, I need to get him on the podcast. All right, man.
Bro, all
Appreciate
right.
you.
Y'all have a good one.
All right, man. You take care.
We want to start with.
Let's do football since we're on a high note, and then we'll.
I mean, but Chelsea's a high note too.
Southampton.
This thing is never going to be appreciative.
Bro, like, cause the way I see it, it's like, I mean, yeah, we're doing good, but like, I expect like
4-1.
Like,
there's nothing we have. We've only had one trophy.
Let's start talking. You want to talk about Chelsea?
We already started. Okay.
So,
first of all, can we talk about the notification we got this morning?
oh, what did it say? I need to see word for word.
I didn't see it verbatim also. Jesus,
What did it say?
No. When I tell you, I almost screamed when I read it.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it?
I'm not
Loftus-Cheek ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea midfielder reveals he has learned to walk again, but is now pain-free.
Mm-hmm.
There's just some things that you see that just make you want to smile inside.
Mm-hmm.
Because once again, when this man returns, don't even bother showing up, please. Just don't.
Showing up to
the game.
Mm-hmm.
Unless your name is Manchester City,
I'm dead.
Barcelona, or Liverpool, don't bother showing up.
Or Bayern.
Yeah, sorry. And Bayern, please take pity on us. We saw what you did to those other London teams.
On the nice side of London. Take
Please,
it easy.
Jesus Christ. There's nothing more to say other than just like, when he comes back, I'm sorry. I really feel bad for everybody that plays us. If he is back for Tottenham, I think that's gonna be a day that Poch gets kicked out.
We play Tottenham when?
Late November.
Late November.
So
is he?
I think he's coming back. So we're currently
So
international break
where's
right
his
now.
status right now?
I think we're international break right now. The next international break that's next month. Right when that's over, he'll be back. But from what we're hearing.
Oh,
well, that's what we've been hearing. We've been hearing late November.
Yeah, but I mean that goes to show you that he's most likely not going to play that game.
Why?
Because he has to get back into match fitness.
Hopefully we don't play them right after international break. Hopefully we have like one game to and then one EFL game. We'll actually play EFL this.
But still, I feel like we'll be in that point of the season where we've already accumulated so many games to where we know our consistent squad.
I still want.
I don't want him there, but like, hey, if he comes in as a super sub and
change that number 12. Okay. So what games have we missed since talking? All there was a Southampton, right?
Yeah, we had Southampton. I think we talked about Lille. That was our last game we talked. Yeah.
I will say before Melvin says it, it's a player on Chelsea that I've been very high on.
4 out of 10.
I think that was first of all they boosted that. Very high on him. I've said second best center back in the league. Dude's great. He finally showed he's human. Well, he showed in the little game where he had that back pass that wasn't the greatest.
He was thinking about his exams. No, he's in the uni.
Fikayo's he had some moments. I was like, "Hey, buddy." Well, I had to tweet about it. You
tweaking.
If it wasn't for Jorginho, where that's 3-2 right there. You never know what can happen in that game. He's been saved twice now. Yeah. And he definitely, because it started from, we already mentioned that passing from the back in general, the confidence of holding the ball back there. It was great when it was working, but now we're back to back, so maybe you need to maybe harken it back or just make sure you're being more smart with when you're doing it. Because every team, him and Zuma just I'm just gonna boot it up or just make the simple pass. But in general, I still think he played. The second half was just locked up. Anything that was going on. I don't think did they have a shot on target this whole second half?
I don't remember.
I forgot what Kepa looked like the second half. It was bad. Yeah. But speaking of the one thing that's upsetting about the Southampton game was
we conceded a goal.
The goal was just carelessness.
Yeah.
I don't. There's really nobody to blame. It just felt like everybody was like, "Oh, you should do it. You should do it."
No,
you
but
should
apart from that goal being conceded, I was not mad at the game at all.
That's what I'm saying.
I would say our performance could have been better, but we did get the goals. So I mean, I'm not gonna be.
The
too
reason
mad.
person I'm upset at the most is Willian.
Really, he had a good game. He
had the performance of the season.
Meaning, so why are you mad at him?
Because you're a fraud. Not that you're a fraud, but I want to see you can't keep playing with our emotions.
It's not playing. Okay, go.
Nah, he is. He's played pitiful.
Uh-huh.
In the game against Lille, yes, he scores the game-winning goal. Uh-huh. But he also gave up the ball that led to them getting those corners that they scored off of. Mm-hmm. So it's what are we going to get with you? Yeah. This game was... I had to text you yo, why is he playing so well? Because it wasn't even the assist, it was the way he was tracking back.
Do you think it was more of... Okay, I think there's a lot of factors as to why, not just him, but a lot of our players played well this game. Mm-hmm. For one, I'll say Southampton had a terrible game.
I think we just neutralized them.
No, but they didn't threaten us at all. Because I wasn't worried about it.
There were moments to where they're getting their feedback in the game.
My point is,
I think we took away.
I know, but my point is it's the Premier League, so you're not even gonna you're coming into every game expecting every team to come at you.
But they did for a lot of it.
It's gonna be a difficult game, but it wasn't at all.
There were moments that it was. It's just really. I think we if we didn't put the game away, I think you don't say that.
I don't think they threatened us. I just think the game's just kind of there.
I think if we end that first half 1-0, I don't think you say that. I think we put the game. Oh, no. I think we put the game early enough, and the second half they didn't want to be there.
But anyways, my point is that's why a lot of our players played well, i.e. William.
You think Southampton was just that bad?
They were bad to where it made us look a lot better than we did. Because like I told you, our performance in general was not great.
The Conte goal.
That was just deflection.
No, I'm talking about the origin.
The build up
was Valerie, the dude that did all that between our players, was because he wanted to go. He pushed up all the way from the back right to all the way to the midfield, and they just passed around him. Yeah. And now who was open now? Marcus Alonso, who then assists to Conte.
Yeah.
It's little shit like that. Dude, give us a challenge. But I mean, I won't say they
because it's you're saying give us a challenge because.
It wasn't
their
best
being
game.
A master.
It wasn't their best game, but I feel like the first half was a lot more competitive than the second half. Mm-hmm. I think because we know the second half just wasn't they didn't want to be there, but they tried first half. Mm-hmm. I do think
and
that.
What was after first half? It was
3-1. And that's what I mean by that. I just feel like they were. I feel like if Conte doesn't score that goal, because low-key after it was 2-1, I was looking. I was like, hey.
When you're up by 2 goals, it's still always a dangerous game.
That's what I'm saying.
We're up 2-0, and they scored.
If somebody scores 3-1, you're not coming back.
Yeah, but so you see 2-0 and 3-1, two different scores, or
yes,
really in
that manner because it wasn't like we scored 1-1 and then we did 3-1, 2-1, 3-1 like that. They were always there. We were up 2-0. It really should have been 3-0. We were up 2-0. It really should have been 3-0 with that Mason Mount opportunity. He could take the touch, could put on his left foot. That's a goal. I just feel like they weren't playing well in general. They weren't playing as good. They knew they couldn't compete with us. That game, it wasn't we were playing we are a club bigger than other teams, and which is something that we haven't been doing the majority of this season. We saw glimpses with Norwich. We saw glimpses with Sheffield. We saw glimpses with.
Who do you think we didn't play bigger than, or
we played better, but we didn't play when you play Liverpool, they're a better team than you.
Yeah, who did we play and we didn't show
I think Sheffield second half. We didn't play like that. A lot of points in that game.
I feel like it's more of our squad. They don't come in feeling like we're bigger than
and we did
and it's because it's a bunch of young guys that just came into Chelsea.
But what did we do against Southampton?
My point is these are big a night at Lille. in the Champions League. You're not gonna come in like, oh, we're Chelsea.
But no, I'm not. No, but I understand.
A lot of these players have
that.
never been in this situation. That's
I
my
understand
point.
all
So,
of that, but
yeah.
I'm saying like this was the first game, so I just felt like the opposition just knew they like. They were outclassed.
and that's why that's my point. Like we're gonna continue growing in confidence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I think like moving forward until we face Man City, I expect nothing less than 3 points.
Oh, definitely. I said like that. Liverpool game was probably the only game I expected us to lose. After that,
I still think we
need
could
to
have got
get
1 point.
we need to get 3 points moving forward.
I just think we could have got 1 point against them. I really do.
Yeah.
City, I'm not gonna lie. Right now, by the time we play City,
I mean,
let's not be surprised if we. I don't say win, but if we draw.
I think City will get their shit together by then.
Whoever City is at that point, even if it's their best team,
even if it's
I think we could still get. I think we could still get 1 point.
I don't know about 1 point. I mean, I would hope so, but I'm saying I'll look at it in the sense of I don't know
because
that game is just gonna. I'm gonna decide what the score is gonna be like once it comes. Once I know what I'm looking at, what we look like during that time, and what they look like.
And that's fair. I'm just going off the assumption that
if let's say we were to play like next week or this weekend, then I'd gladly say we could win we could draw or even win the game.
But I'm saying speaking of Emerson coming back for who do we play next? Is it Newcastle?
I think Newcastle.
Play Newcastle away. Or is it Burnley away? We play Burnley away.
Him and Rudiger come back.
Huh?
Him and Rudiger.
So exactly. So we had Emerson and Rudiger coming back.
I'm not gonna lie.
Loftus-Cheek will be back by the City game.
Hey, I don't know.
You see what I'm talking about?
Well, yeah, but my point is, City is still City.
And I think no. I'm not. Yeah. No. I'm not saying we're gonna even. I wouldn't be surprised if we still lose the game. But if we lose the game, it's not gonna. They're not gonna trash us.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a close game regardless. My biggest fear is Kevin De Bruyne.
Oh, definitely.
I think that's the. I think honestly.
No, like anytime he steps on the field, we're against him. I get scared.
I think if Kevin De Bruyne somehow doesn't play that game, I think we could actually win that game. But what he does is, he just draws in so many defenders.
Him and Aguero. Bro, Aguero is dangerous.
But think about Aguero still needs service to him.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I feel like in the past Chelsea, we've given teams a lot of chances. Like last year when we had David Luiz, he would mess up so much where teams would just get chances. If you have a striker like Aguero, all he needs is like one chance.
Yeah, I mean we saw that curler.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Even like an opportunity.
That's what I'm saying. So stuff like Tomori doing whatever he did. I mean like I'm not gonna say he's gonna do that in that game, but I'm saying like if we minimize stuff like that, then I give us like a really great chance.
I think I'm just basically going off like. I mean I'm going through the optimistic point of view. If Chelsea's playing how you and I envision how we could be playing by the end of the season, I think we could easily at least get a point.
Yeah, and I'll say
if Wolves can get 3 points, why can't we?
But I mean, games are different. Like you lose to one team and another team beats them, but you beat this team. Like it's always gonna be like that. I mean,
Norwich can get 3 points.
Exactly, but the thing is, I'll say is I'm starting to like change what I predict will finish, and it's not because of us necessarily. We're doing great, but teams like United, I mean Arsenal's third, but United, Spurs
by 1 point,
and Arsenal, they're not necessarily playing like I thought they would, and that's what's making me kind of feel like, hey, we can low key like go up.
You know, that's the reason why I said we're in the top 3. I said who's gonna. It's not that we're gonna play good.
So you're telling me you knew they were gonna be this bad?
You can go back to the podcast. That's really what I said. I said who is going to be on top of us? Nobody's good. I knew Arsenal wasn't gonna be good. I said United would probably end up 10th. I said that, and they're 1 point away from relegation. I've been said that.
If you said that, then
the only team that I was scared of was Tottenham,
and they're playing like trash.
And they I mean, that's something I want to bring up. Right now, do you just tank? Our Champions League, no Lloris
again. Again,
no Lloris. Who's their backup?
Again? Zizinga, whatever his name is.
Who?
I think he's Argentinian.
I don't know.
I
mean, not necessarily tank, but it just seemed like because I mean, from what.
But what are you tanking for? You're not playing one in the Premier League anyways.
But I mean, at least let's get.
They're already out of one cup competition.
Let's just at least get all the less games out of our schedule.
They already tanked out of one.
Because from the report that we saw, they're trying to sell 5 of their big players.
Oh yeah.
They're trying to sell Erickson, Rose, Dyer, Wanyama. I forget one other player. So, what is going to be the use of this season of trying to go full out after just losing 7-2 to Bayern?
So what are you tanking to
focus on Premier League
and do what with
at least make Europa? If you're going to have a transition season, having Europa.
But I feel like they can make Europa without even tanking.
You think so?
Yeah. Because I feel like United is not even going to be close to top 6.
I think Arsenal still. Oh well, yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't think they necessarily need to tank.
Because the only team I could this is how I can. After how many games? It's been 8 games. Mm-hmm. I can say now. I still see City, Liverpool 1-2. I see potentially us being in that top 3 the way we're playing right now. And I see Spurs just because of talent.
I see Leicester.
I see them being there, and I see Leicester also being there.
I think Arsenal over Tottenham.
And then that's Arsenal over Tottenham? Mm-hmm. I don't know about that.
For now.
And that's what I'm saying, just because of talent. I'm not going to drop... Because Tottenham was 3rd, like, in terms of my predictions. I'm not going to drop them all the way below Arsenal and Leicester just because of their recent performances. I'll just say that they're not on that 3rd place position like they were before.
Yeah, and that's a fair point that they could still make Europa even without trying. To be honest with you, because everybody else is just that bad.
And like you saw what happened last year, you never know what could happen. They could go to the final for Champions League.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's gonna be tough this year.
Oh yeah,
other than Real's ass.
Yeah.
Shout out to Eden Hazard, bro. If you want to come back, you'll come. I'm not gonna lie.
His first goal.
I didn't see it. I didn't care.
He like chipped the keeper.
It won't look right. It just won't look right. If you want to come back, you'll definitely be welcome. The one thing I want to mention, one other game, which was the Liverpool-Leicester game, which once again shows Liverpool's not that good.
Man, they get so lucky.
Liverpool's not that good.
No, they're good.
If we play Liverpool 2 more times, I think we win one of them and draw the other one.
I think the thing with Liverpool is, those teams that they kind of in a way remind me of the Patriots. Let me explain why. The Patriots can have one of their worst days and still win.
But Patriots really don't have they will shout the opposition before that happens. That's why I don't agree with the.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Liverpool is still only allowed 1 goal. There's games where Liverpool should have conceded a lot. Mm-hmm. And okay, I'll look at this from outside of a Patriots fan point of view. A lot of people just say the Patriots are just always lucky. And that's how I see Liverpool. That's true. I see Liverpool. Okay. They've been so lucky.
They've been lucky.
There's so many games they should have lost, drawn, or whatever, and they just I don't know how, but they just managed to get 3 points they managed to win. That
Sheffield game still hurts,
man. And so and that's the thing. It's just games like that. The difference between them being up by 8 points and by however many points. And so I see Liverpool. They're just lucky at the moment.
And Leicester's also not as good as we think they are.
I think Leicester is still pretty good.
I think we can end up on top. I think if we play them
again, we can end up on top. I think they can still finish in that Europa League spot.
Yeah, I know if we play them again, we're gonna beat them.
Oh yeah,
I know. But
look, I'll say the way we started off the season, whatever teams we didn't play well against, second time around.
Look, on the 29th or 30th, the day we play United, all United fans, I need to come to my house and bend before me. The way we're going to destroy you guys that game is not going to be funny.
So, where do you see United finishing?
I don't know. I told you they're ass. 10? You lose to Newcastle.
I mean, I knew they were bad, but not this bad.
Granted, they're also not healthy.
Yeah, but this is bad. This
is bad.
No, I was watching who they just play this weekend?
Newcastle.
Newcastle that just lost 5-0 to Leicester.
To Leicester City.
And I was watching that game, and I was like, I don't know what United's playing style is. They were just passing the ball left, right, back and forth.
But then again, Fred's playing CDM.
But still, it's just my point is I know they're injured. They're missing Pogba, and Martial.
But not missing everybody.
Luke Shaw. Who else? That's pretty much it.
They didn't have Wan-Bissaka.
Wan-Bissaka.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? That's 4 players, right?
That's
4 big players. But we're talking about United here, where you can lose 4 players, but you still should be like a.
But low key, that's all 4 of their best players. Yeah, literally, if you rank them 1 to 4, those are all 4 of them.
Who? wait. So Pogba.
Other than Daniel
Martial.
James.
So you saying Daniel James is better than one of those 4 players?
Other than he's probably better than Martial, kinda.
Daniel James? Maybe. I don't know about that.
Maybe better than Wan-Bissaka. That's what I'm saying. He could be top 5, so he could be right outside there. Basically, if you really rank the top 5, all 4 of those players are in the top 5.
But my point is, if you look at the remaining positions, you still have like 2 midfield positions. If this is a great United side, they still should have great midfielders there, attacking. Your striker should be great.
Mason Mount was injured. Kante was injured. Jorginho was injured. And
that's our 2 best midfielders. You can't take.
I mean, they don't have their 2 left fullbacks. So let's say we already don't have Emerson.
So we don't have Emerson.
But if we have Aspi, we have Reece James.
No, but okay, let's say this: we don't have Emerson. That's equivalent to Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw. Mm-hmm. And so let's say we lose Aspi.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Reece James.
That's Reece James. I mean that we have Reece James, but that's Aspi right there. Mm-hmm. And then midfield, we lose Kante. That's Pogba. Mm-hmm. We lose winger, anybody really.
Because anybody will Mason Mount. Huh? But let's say to Mason Mount.
Okay, let's say it's Mason Mount, which Mason Mount is one of our best in comparison to Martial. But if we lose him, we still have players. So that's
I think we'll
but if we lose these 4 players, we're not like in deep trouble like they are.
That's true.
They're in the position where they're playing guys like Mason Greenwood, like guys.
Nah, it's bad for them.
And so I'm more surprised as to how did United get so like empty in their depth. Like,
I think Ferguson was more than just a coach. I think that's all it was.
No, but I'm saying even in comparison to last year, it seems like their squad is just so much weaker.
But they were
all they really lost was Sanchez and Lukaku.
But they got
which
bad.
They should have kept.
But they were already bad last season.
Huh?
They were already bad.
No, but I'm saying just squad depth. I'm not talking about performance. I'm talking about squad depth.
But I think that this is the same squad they just lost Lukaku and Sanchez.
But I don't know why it seems like they lost so much more.
Because they're also injured.
They still do have Lingard.
So let's just say that's 6. That's 6 players right there. Who?
Lingard.
Who?
I don't know, but the way it's trending, they're playing Liverpool next, and if they let's say they lose this game, we're going to
putt for that game.
They're most likely going to lose this game. But if they lose this game, that's
what is it?
That's how far down are they gonna move on the table? They might be in the relegation.
They're already close to relegation.
That's what I'm saying. If they lose this game, I don't know, man.
They're 2 points away from relegation.
Exactly. So they lose this game. Let's say Everton wins, Southampton manages to win, or even get draw. Or let's say wins. These teams get wins.
But Chelsea's 4th in goal difference, and we started our season off 4-0. Oh my god, y'all aren't ready for us.
Anyways, if these teams end up winning and United loses against Liverpool, and we see United at relegation, I think Solskjaer is out.
But for who?
Doesn't matter. They're just gonna sack him just because. Imagine next year watching United being in the Championship.
Okay, they're not gonna be that bad. they will never be that bad.
If they went to the Championship, I don't think you see any of their players there anymore.
Easily, I think Pogba leaves.
De Gea leaves.
They're just so bad. I don't even want to talk about them anymore.
Anyways,
the last thing I'll talk about, Chelsea news, which it's interesting, and it's very controversial. Chelsea's Twitter right now, which is I don't think Chelsea wants this. I don't think we're really pushing the appeal for January.
Oh, we're not.
We're really not pushing.
Especially with the way we're performing.
I think we're just like, all right, fuck it, we'll just take it. And maybe we can hold it for next time. I guess it's just like we'll hold it for next time. Mm-hmm. But already hearing rumors of who we're gonna get next season. What we'll start off with is actually let's talk about the rumors. So basically, we're hearing that Neymar is gonna go back to Barcelona, which would put a player like Griezmann in a predicament. Mm-hmm. But also, we're also linked to Neymar. Period. Mm-hmm. We don't want Neymar.
Yeah, we don't.
We just don't. We don't need him,
and
we would get worse. Mm-hmm. We would honestly get worse.
We would get worse as a team.
That's bad. How one player that's so talented, him being there makes us worse.
Yeah, and that's why if you compare like superstars, I think Hazard was probably our best fit in terms of superstars because it's like he's got the talent to match with Neymar, but doesn't have the ego.
The only other player, superstar wise, that could fit with Chelsea is Messi, and he could fit in.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, Messi's going anywhere. I'll take him any day.
Other than that, I don't see any other two the main superstars that could really fit. Kevin De Bruyne is there.
I mean, but my thing with these rumors, Neymar is not coming. I don't care how much we ask him to come.
How much we made over the transfer.
Yeah, I don't. For one, I don't want him. Second, we don't need him.
So, how you feel about Griezmann?
Griezmann, that one's different because that one changes how we play.
It depends on where we play him.
Well, he's gonna play striker.
He can play right mid.
But he's playing striker.
He can play cam. He can play a lot. He can play a lot.
Okay, yes, but I feel like we have. See, that one's tough too because the positions that we don't necessarily need right now are the ones that are starting to be available.
We're not gonna have Willian next season. As far as
the way
it's looking,
but Willian's playing more of the wing though.
That's what I'm saying.
But then we have Cho.
I'm saying right now. So moving to next season, Willian's probably gonna be here next season. So that's an opening for either Pulisic or Cho.
Cho.
And granted, basically Mason Mount or Loftus-Cheek is playing on the left. Whichever one it is that day, because one of them they're really switching between Cam and left. So there's really only one wing position that's open, and that's really for Cho and Cho and Pulisic to really compete for. I don't want Griezmann taking Mount's position. I want Griezmann taking
Tammy's position,
Loftus-Cheek's position. So where does he play? Unless you play a 4-2-2.
Look, yeah, exactly. And my thing is,
the
only way, either way, 4-2-2, whatever,
that's
or
disgusting.
4-4-2.
God forbid.
Because I mean, most of our players would be cams, but I'll say Chelsea's in a position now. We're in a perfect position because we have young players that are up and coming that can be great, and we don't necessarily need people.
Not at all.
But if you want to come, we're not gonna force it. Like that's what we should be looking at. Some of these players, like someone like a Griezmann. If you really want to come to Chelsea, then come.
I mean, yeah, you're not gonna say no.
We're not gonna be
like
we'll pay you this. They say no the first time. Okay, we'll
add
this.
Like you're not gonna be.
We're not gonna be begging. Yeah, exactly. So if you really want to come, we'll find a way, and we'll make we're not gonna force it. That's in the position we're in, and that's a position of power, where we don't necessarily need you, but if you want to come, And so, I mean, if it's just gonna come down to what happens during the summer,
I don't think it's worth it. The only person so this is what I'm gonna ask you.
I mean, it doesn't hurt to add. Like, look at you, City.
Okay, see now I'm becoming you. You see how we yeah. I used to be the one that used to say, "Hey, bring everybody in." I think I love our youth. I like that video after Southampton.
Yeah, I know,
bro. I was like,
and that's it. And I really feel like that's why Willian even plays well now, because I feel like just the atmosphere as a team, like you feel wanted, like you feel like, oh, I need to perform too, like everyone's just happy.
Yeah,
and so. It just kind of gives a vibe of, okay, now I can do this, I can do that. Like, but if you're going to work fucking tired of seeing so every day.
It was under Conte. That's how it was towards the later season of Sarri.
If you're going to work tired of seeing people, like, you're not going to be performing well.
I think it was Liverpool. That picture that Frank posted with everybody in that huddle. He's like, I love this team. That how it slowly become this unification. I don't want to ruin it.
And that's the fear right now. Like, everyone's playing so great right now, so bringing in a superstar is just gonna ruin everything. And that's why you don't bring a Neymar, because he has so much of a mentality or ego that's gonna just bring everyone in the club down. And if Griezmann is just like that, then I wouldn't want him either.
That's true.
So
I mean, Griezmann's way more of a humble person, but just in general, you don't want the issue. You don't want this sort of dilemma. Yeah. Especially because you don't want to stunt any of these players' growth.
Yeah,
because what if these players become better than Griezmann?
Exactly, and we didn't pay for them.
Because I think Loftus-Cheek could end up better than Griezmann.
But and that's the thing though. Like we didn't pay for any of these players,
Exactly.
so it's like why
FOC.
exactly.
What positions do you want to go for though?
See, my I feel like I'll have more of a concrete like list of what players and what positions we need by the end of the season, because I feel like a lot of our players will develop as the season goes by, and maybe we might see some of these players like, oh, maybe they weren't as good as I thought they would be, and so I'll look at let's say left back.
That's the only one that I think is just like, okay.
We don't need Marcos Alonso on this squad.
But
and so when we first brought in Emerson, I didn't see him as like he can start for any team as a left back. I saw him more of a like, okay, he can start ahead of Alonso. Until we get rid of Alonso, he will be there, and then we'll finally find a true like number one left back, and then Emerson will kind of be like the rotating left back. So I'll say that's one position.
But Emerson hasn't playing.
He's playing. No, he's playing great.
He's playing
great.
like
But I'm saying like and that's the thing. We don't necessarily know if there's any other left back who's better than Emerson that's available, really.
Yeah.
So it's like if there's, they're saying Leicester's left back Ben Chilwell, he's good, but like, is he that great to where you'd be like, yeah, I gotta have him. I think
all you can do right now is try to develop Ian Maatsen.
Or even that, yeah, develop our youth.
I'd rather that. I'd rather develop Ian Maatsen because I'm not. The thing about Alonso's been getting carried by Tomori.
But he's also hasn't played as bad as he's done in the past.
No, defensively.
Yeah, I know, but he hasn't played
never there.
No, but he's been worse than this. I'm talking about even going forward. Like he'll make passes. I'm like, that wasn't even towards me. Yeah. Like there was times where Hazard was just looking at him like
on the offensive front, he makes it kind of worth it.
Like we only liked him because he was good offensively, and he started slacking in that because we already knew he was trash defensively. But going forward, as of late, he hasn't been playing that bad. So it's like, you're still underperforming defensively, but
dude, Tomori's always every time. I'm like, dude.
And so in the past, I was even like, we can still kind of have that question mark on our center back position for next summer. But now, like, we see players like Tomori starting. Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, Zuma, like, he's good, but, like, I don't see him being one of our best center backs in the future. Christensen, he's good too, but I don't see him being a world class center back.
But I'm saying, I think Rudiger could eventually be one of those great center backs. And
exactly.
I
can see Rudiger and Tomori being like great center back from what I've seen this season so far, at least, and what I saw of Rudiger. And then
after that, you just need
so I feel like Christensen and Zuma are decent options to back him up. So that's why I said Tomori really kind of changed that for me. I didn't see Zuma and Christensen being that second choice center back, like, for sure. Yeah. And so now that Tomori's kind of started doing that, we don't necessarily need that position anymore. That's why I said, if anything, like, we kind of need to wait till the end of the season before we decide who's, like, gonna stay on the team, who's not.
Right back.
We have
I'll
Aspie.
Just ask you one more year.
I feel like Reece James coming into his own, and we have Aspie as a backup. We should be fine for, like, if we're talking about next summer, we don't need a right back. Maybe in the future, but like, not next summer. And a lot of these positions, it's not even just like, oh, we need it. I like where we're at as a squad, because we're starting to become, I don't want to say like City, but like if you look at City, they don't need positions. It's just kind of like, oh, if you're available and you code, like
we'll figure it out. For me, I was out here playing center back.
Exactly. So
granted, he allowed that second goal yesterday,
but that's my point. Like, I like where we're at, where we don't necessarily need to be in the transfer market. Oh, we need this position really badly, but we can't find anyone.
Because I think eventually we're gonna have to need a successor to Jorginho, but
even Kante is getting older too.
The reason I brought Jorginho is because in the glimpses that we should get Billy Gilmore, if he's able to eventually come to his own, that could be our successor. The issue right now is Kante, because Cam's attacking we're good. Like maybe we need a second striker, maybe, but other than that, wingers
that's where Griezmann will come in, I guess.
But that's a starter. That's not just like a rotational piece.
I know, and so I feel like it would be more of a.
But we have bats. So we don't even need a striker.
But that's my thing. Giroud leaves. You have Griezmann come in. Bats is our like third choice. Mm-hmm. So you have Griezmann and Tammy. So there's games where you can play Griezmann as a cam, Tammy as a striker, and there's days where you just rest Tammy and just play Griezmann as a striker. Mm-hmm. There's days where you just rest Griezmann and you just start with Tammy. So squad depth is gonna be important, and if you have great like players that can play those positions, like why not?
I mean, wingers. You already know we have
wingers. We have way too many wingers. Like
we have 3 of them. Well, we have 2, and then I mean William probably gonna be here next season, but
exactly.
You know,
but we already have Cho,
and then Mason Mount can always go out
there. We have Cho, Pulisic, and who's the other one?
Mason Mount,
but he's more of
that's what I'm saying. We have 2. But
so if we really need to add a player,
Winger.
Sancho,
and that's literally exactly you literally saw the setup already. He already has the relationship with all those English players, with Loftus-Cheek, with the Cho, with Tammy, with Ross Barkley, Tomori, all of them. He's already a Chelsea fan. Mm-hmm. It's already written. It's there. We just gotta buy him.
Yeah. The problem with Sancho will be pricing.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. We should be spending no more than 50 on it.
No, but they asked for 100. Like they're asking for 100 for Sancho. Like you already know what BVB did to Barcelona with Dembele. So they ain't asking for anything less than that.
And they already know he's a Chelsea. They're gonna use all the other like, oh yeah, he wants to be there anyways. Blah blah. Yeah.
And the thing with Sancho is like him and Cho.
Him and Pulisic.
No,
they have that dormant.
I'm not worried about.
They have that dormant connection.
I'm just saying him and Cho just being English boys competing with each other. They grew up, in the same flats.
Really?
No, I'm just...
Niggas running too much Top Boy.
But they grew up in same sort of lifestyle, academies, all this. They've been in the same under 18, under whatever squads for England. Mm-hmm. They've grew up basically together. So you see them two come together, and now they're teammates who, I don't. Okay, so I want to compare it to a Lampard and Gerrard thing, but as wingers coming up. That's kind of how I see them. They're both great youth players that you can see them potentially being world class and stuff like that. And so if we were to get Sancho, I don't know, man. This team's gonna be exciting.
What I will say is, none of the positions are a lock. I see none of the positions are a lock. Starting because Cho is still struggling to finish, which is pissing me off.
Yeah, but he's coming off injury though.
But he's doing everything.
But here's the thing. Last year in Europa League, granted it was Europa League, but he was finishing. Yeah, and there was shots where I was like, wait, he just scored that?
But there's been 2 1-on-1s now. Huh? 2 1-on-1s.
But I'm saying how many games has he played? It's been 3-4 games.
But I'm saying
3-4 games off of Achilles injury.
I'm saying it's not safe yet.
Yeah, but
I
would say if Cho's playing like this off of an Achilles, I ain't worried.
So if he gets to a place where he's just all right, he's just putting. Okay, then yeah.
I'll say this: when I'm watching him play, even those one-on-ones and all that he's missing, I'm looking at more of he just hasn't had enough game time as of late. That's why he's not making it.
I hope so.
He's not picking his corners because he's not in the right shape.
That's how we work against Brighton, not picking our corners.
Exactly, and so. Man, I don't know. Sancho, have you seen this guy play?
No, I love him.
Man, Sancho.
So he did to Barcelona?
No, his...
Barcelona of all teams.
I know, but one thing I'll say about Sancho, he's probably the best dribbler out of all of our youth.
You think so?
Not our youth, but, if you compare our, the young guys in England.
Let's not forget about Loftus-Cheek, though.
Loftus-Cheek used to be easy. But Loftus-Cheek, he's... I don't know what they said. They called him a Rolls Royce with
in the body of a Hummer or something.
Yeah, some shit like that. Man, Loftus-Cheek, it's not even the difference between Loftus-Cheek and Sancho is Loftus-Cheek, he's a great dribbler and he's also a powerful driver. And he has pace with it.
He can still score.
The dude's fast. The dude's fast. For his height, I don't know how you that fast.
And he can hit the ball.
Exactly. And so that's him. But Sancho on the
Sancho's
other
still
hand,
another
he's
level.
more of a like when you see what like Neymar does to people, shit like that, like those like small dribbles to get past you or to trick you. That's what he's more of.
Bro, you're making me so
Exactly.
excited.
That's the difference. And so
Bro, I'm cheesing.
I know, and that's the thing. We're in a position where like we can go for Sancho and not like break a sweat because we have what we need already. He's just kind of an addition.
He saw what Pulisic
And
did.
he was a Chelsea fan growing up.
Yeah,
too,
that's
so
what I'm saying.
it's
He's
like-
a Chelsea fan.
Yeah.
He saw what Pulisic
Why
did.
not? Huh?
I know you saw the Dortmund connection.
Yeah, and no, but that's what I'm saying. Like these are all like great players to have on the squad. Like
Huh? He said,
he said, that weak ass fool.
oh shit, bro.
Yeah, I was happy for them.
Yeah, your club could never do that. Wherever your MCM's club is, could never.
Hey, United Millie rocked in the Emirates.
Hey, okay, right now their team could never.
No, but if we like, that's the one player I actually am excited to get if we were to get him. Yeah,
I think
because he's the type of player where you're not forced to play him automatically because of his age. Someone like a Griezmann, you're kind of forced to play him because it's like, I mean, he's getting to his latter ages of his career, so it's like you have no choice but to start him. But Sancho is like, you gotta work for it. I know you're good, but you still gotta work for it.
But
I don't know. I'm excited for how this year is gonna turn out. I really do hope we finish top 4.
Crazy. Because the camaraderie between everybody's gonna be crazy.
And I'm just looking at it and the point of view of we could really end up having a team where we have Tammy, Cho, Mount, Loftus-Cheek.
Pulisic.
I'm just saying English boys that just in general.
So
James, Tomori. That's
Sancho.
like we could have like 8 out of 11 English players. That's crazy.
That's gonna be crazy.
And the thing is, a lot of these players grew up like they were interviewing Tomori yesterday because he made the England squad.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's better than any other center back on their team. Yes.
And like the way they were just talking to him about how like leading up to like the summer and how he got like sent or he finally got put in the squad for Chelsea for this season and stuff like that. And basically they were just asking him questions like, oh, where were you when England was in the World Cup and stuff like that? And he was like, oh, I was with Tammy, we were watching the game. I was like, damn, these guys were actually like buddies before
That's
even
crazy.
this. So it's like they already have this connection. Like even Tammy, he was talking about how the assist that Cho gave him. He was like, Cho already knew I was gonna be there. I was like, wait.
Oh my
Bro, I was like, bro, nobody's gonna touch us.
And this
Because that's chemistry. That's chemistry
and
alone. Like,
once again, this could be a team that we have for years.
no, exactly.
And I mean,
And the
years.
one fear of having this is what happens when there's a ego.
I don't think we're gonna have ego.
We have somebody who could have
Who?
ego potential
Who?
troubles. Cho.
Really?
Yeah,
He's like that?
he's like that because he was even fighting about why am I not getting the number 10 since Hazard's gone. Him asking for more money to stay at Chelsea, stuff like that. And so I'm not necessarily saying he'll be trouble, but like we don't
I
know
think
what can happen down in the
I think
future to
everybody
where.
else will kind of calm him down.
And that's the hope,
Because
but like
because Neymar
but-
wasn't like
no,
that.
but that's the hope. But what happens when? Because Neymar wasn't like that either. That's the thing. What happens when Tammy's bagging hat tricks? Mason Mount is having 10 assists, per fucking season and shit like that. Loftus-Cheek is shining. You're the only one who's not.
No, he will.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying hypothetically.
My biggest thing is if we are a dynasty.
How my
when
thing
it
is
gonna end?
my thing is how much of a Chelsea man is he?
Is he?
Because he was actually okay with leaving.
Bayern leaving.
Someone like Mount, the boy's been there since he was like
Said
8,
Mount?
bro.
Somebody like
He's-
Loftus-Cheek.
bro,
Remember,
they're not leaving.
Let's not forget, we were about to loan this man.
I know.
And he said
Nah.
no.
He said that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Guys like those, I have no trouble with. But someone like Callum, who was kind of like considering leaving, those are the ones I kind of like feel like, hey, just keep him happy. Like I don't want it to happen.
Like, we were literally laughing. Well, I know I was.
Mm-hmm.
I Loftus-Cheek like, oh yeah, I want to stay. I want to get loaned out.
Mm.
And look at what that turned into.
Yeah, I mean,
That's crazy.
I always had faith in him, but like my thing is, it was just more of like when will Chelsea give the youth an opportunity? Because if you look at Chelsea from when we came with Abramovich, it's always been we've been a buying club and we succeed off of that. So it's like, why change that model? And so now that we're forced to, not have the opportunity to buy players, we kind of have no choice but to use our youth. And if there was one team, I think Club said if there was one team that would be okay with transfer ban, it would be Chelsea, because of our youth. Like, we literally have like the best youth in the whole world. So it's like, I'm glad that this happened, because not only do we not have to spend money on bullshit players, because that's the thing I hate about Chelsea as of recent years. Yeah. We're still buying players, but like we're buying players out of like rash decisions. Pedro.
I was like, why?
Is this when you go and buy someone that I've never heard of? I get mad. Like when I never heard of Alonso and you just go and buy Alonso, I'm like, what are you doing? Zappacosta, I'm like, what?
That was crazy.
That's what I'm saying. When you just go out there and start buying players that no one's heard of, that was crazy. Be careful with your money. Like, I was just like, no.
Yeah, I mean, the future's bright for us.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to how the season's gonna be.
Say the least.
Like I said, I don't expect us to like be out there winning the league this year or anything like that.
That's what I said. You're the one that wanted Liverpool.
No, I said I hope. Huh? No, I'm saying I hope. Like I did. My point with that is like Liverpool's already 8 points ahead.
Let them.
Like I don't want the league to be over already.
No,
but I don't want the league to be over. That's the thing. If it's over by November, December, like why am I watching?
It was almost over last time.
I know, but that's the thing. I don't want that anymore. Like the past 2 years, if you look at it, City and Liverpool last year, they were miles ahead of everyone. Mm-hmm. It was not even close. Is Chelsea gonna be close to win this league or whatever? The year before that, City just blew out everyone.
We started out very hot last season.
No, I'm talking about like once it got to like December and stuff like that. Like it was already said, like it was done.
Well,
like, we knew who it was out of those two teams.
Liverpool was also 10 points ahead of City.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It was already done. Like if they're 10 points ahead of City, we're not winning the league. that was my point with that. Mm-hmm. And so when you see stuff like that, I'm just kind of like, man, the league is over. I don't even want to watch this thing anymore. And so that's my whole thing with my problem with Liverpool being 8 points ahead after 8 games. Like that's
and all Brighton are folded.
Exactly.
How careless can you be? Okay.
I don't know.
All right, man. Last thing we'll talk about some football shit.
Yep.
Let's talk about the Browns and how they're frauds. They're just not good. There's not. I don't know. I don't know.
Remind me of the score lines this weekend.
I don't even know how else to put that. Mm-hmm. But they're just not.
Mm-hmm.
They let the 49ers, who are the biggest frauds in the NFL, beat them 31-3.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they lost 31-3?
Yes.
Wow.
The San Francisco and the Patriots are the only two undefeated teams.
Wow.
But San Francisco hasn't played nobody.
Yeah. I saw that.
It's just bad. It's a bad look. Baker. And what's crazy is, like, we thought the offense was going to be, like, super explosive, super this, super that, and it's just not. And I don't even know what the issue is. I don't know. Some people are saying the coaching. Some people are saying maybe it's Baker. People are having it out for Baker. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Some people say it's the O-line. I just think this is just not the season that we're expecting from them, especially me. I was expecting a lot more from them.
Yeah. So they scored 3 points. Baker. Oh, I did see Baker had a terrible performance. He had like 2 picks.
I think he had 3 or 2. Yeah.
And he had a fumble.
Nick Bosa. Joey Bosa. Nick Bosa. Was screaming on him. Bro. Anytime he said hike, Nick Bosa was looking for him. It was bad.
So, what's the issue with? Is it Baker? Or is it the?
That's what I'm saying. We don't know which one it is, because the online is still missing their best. But still, you can show up every once in a while. Mm-hmm. We don't know if it's Freddie Kitchens.
What about Nick Chubb? Nick
Chubb didn't have a great game.
And just because of the online?
I mean, they didn't have a great O-line against what team they played last week?
And he was running out of his mind. Bro, Nick Chubb, he might be one of the best running backs in the league.
I think
because the dude's huge and he's
great. He's great, but I mean, I wouldn't even put him in that top 5 yet.
He could run.
Is he better than Todd Gurley?
For this season, I would say Todd Gurley has not been playing well this season at all.
Not yet. I can't put it there yet. The whole offense of the Rams has been the same. So I will look, except the wide receivers who keep getting 100 plus yards. If you have a Rams receiver on your fantasy,
So
once every 2 weeks you're gonna get a lot of points.
I know. I had Cooks, and he did well like a few weeks ago.
Cooper Kupp.
Cup has been going off too. If it's not him, it's Woods.
Let's see. Nick Chubb.
But they lost though. This
Nick Chubb had 87 yards on 16 carries. Actually, not. Oh, he actually had a pretty good game. He had he averaged 5 yards per rush, which is pretty good.
It was, the Rams lost this week.
Well, the Rams lost because they saw themselves in the shootout against Seattle, and once again, like they've proved last season, Seattle's one of the last things you want to see in the shootout because Russell Wilson, who is leading in QBR, leading in completion percentage, leading in touchdowns, and leading in something else. You don't want to go up against him like tit for tat. He's going to embarrass you more than likely. And Aaron's also not that good. Aaron Donald was also getting quadruple teams.
To the point you can't even see his jersey.
Like, no, dead ass. You really couldn't.
Is he on the field?
Nah, he was. And he was getting double teamed every play. Every play.
But is that bad?
He is the best player in the NFL.
I feel like I ask this every week, but like...
He is the best player in the NFL. We saw what he did against Cleveland when they were trying to do 1v1 coverage. He was embarrassing them. So
what does he do? Like, does he just give up?
It's who?
Aaron Donald, because he knows it's gonna be like 5 people.
He doesn't give up. He still gets through them. That's the issue. He gets past the first one, and now it's just a 1v1 between the last person. But by then the
ball's gone.
You should have done something by then, you know. So at the end, they can only do so much. Like, he had the best season last season because he still.
No, but I'm saying like I would be discouraged if I was him.
I mean, he's still the GOAT. But that would be more encouraging that you have to double team me.
In like I ain't getting my stats because
it's not about stats for him. Their D line.
Has he already been paid?
Yeah, big time.
Oh, he has?
Him and Derek Goff got paid. Their D line has been such a problem for teams that Clay Matthews is having a breakout season now.
Yeah,
because Clay Matthews is the one.
But he had a bad season last year. I heard
at Green Bay.
Yeah,
Green Bay's defense was what. This season, Clay Matthews is able to drop down from linebacker and get those sacks. So that's the only way that they've been able to scheme around their D-line not being able to really penetrate. Really, because all you really have to scheme for is Aaron Donald. And what's his name? The dude that came from Jacksonville. What's his name? Fowler. Dante Fowler. He's also not that. He's not amazing. So they can only do so much. Just stop Aaron Donald and you'll be okay. But the thing is, if you stop Aaron Donald and you leave space open, Clay Matthews has been able to screen more people. I want to talk about the Chiefs because I say it week in and week out. Chiefs can't see themselves in shootouts every week because once every blue moon, your team is not gonna, your defense, your offense not gonna show up, and they didn't show up this game. Scored 13 points. It's pitiful. Your defense at least stopped.
So what do they need to do defensively?
They nothing at this point, bro. Nothing. They can't
add
do so
players.
much. They're gonna be an issue. All they can do is pray to win every shootout, but they can't see themselves in shootout because we saw even with the Lions last week. They tried to get in the shootout and they almost folded.
Won, yeah.
So you're not. I dare the Chiefs go to Foxborough like this. I dare them. Just don't even bother. So low-key just forfeit. Don't let Patrick Mahomes get his left ankle any more worse in that game. What are the games?
You saw his throw the one
no,
where
that was Aaron. I was watching that live and I was watching. I'm like, did that just happen?
That was great.
What else matters? The Saints are still rolling. We were talking to Matthew like they were finna get whooped, and Teddy Bridgewater.
He's playing well.
Teddy Bridgewater had 4 touchdowns last game.
Wow.
He hasn't been playing well majority of the games, but
Michael Thomas had a big game. I saw.
They're also playing Tampa Bay, but this is also a division game, so division games are always gonna be tough, but still Tampa Bay. The defense allowed 24 points, which is a lot for Tampa Bay. Well, then again, the Rams allowed 55 by Tampa Bay because they're just that bad, also. Cardinals finally won their first game. Doesn't really care. Doesn't even matter because Kyler Murray didn't even throw a fucking touchdown in that game. The Bears lost to the Raiders, which is a big deal.
Yeah, I saw.
Then again, it was in London. They was with the Init people, so maybe that's why. But Jacobs had a great game. Chase Daniels didn't have a great game. Khalil Mack.
Did he have a good
Who?
Trubisky?
Trubisky's injured.
Chase Daniels is the...
because he had dislocated shoulder.
Oh.
Last game. Let me see what the stats for that game. Because I know Khalil Mack could only do so much.
This was the game we expected him to go off.
Let me see. Defensive. Khalil Mack had 1 QB hit. And yeah, not really anything. Yeah, he didn't have a crazy game at all. Actually, he's the only person with a sack that game. Actually, nobody had sacked that game. Nobody on the team had sacked that game. He had a QB hit. So I guess defensively they weren't. I mean, defensively, we're not used to them allowing 24 points. So I think it's an off week. I don't think it's anything. I also think like going all the way to London and all that. I think that also.
Oh
matters.
yeah. That game wasn't.
I think all that matters. Patriots are still undefeated. Panthers are still running. Christian McCaffrey.
Oh yeah, he went
still an issue, but he's out this week because they're saying he landed on his back too much badly.
Oh, when he leaps?
after the leap, so he may not play this next week. Chargers are just disappointing. Vikings finally had a good throwing game. I don't know which one to talk about first. Let's talk about the Steelers. Not even the Steelers. Steelers are ass. Did you see Mason Rudolph get knocked out? You didn't see it? He literally, Earl Thomas literally goes head, like crown helmet, into him. And you see his eyes just, boom, and he just falls stiff. It was a bad hit, and he didn't get a flag for it, which I still think is beyond me.
Did the NFL look at it?
I mean, I don't think they are. I think it's just Earl Thomas. But if that was Perfect is out for the. He's done. He's never coming back.
Prison.
The reason I want to talk about this, once again, I think we broke this on the podcast that Lamar Jackson he's a fraud. Fortunately, he's a fraud. 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions.
Damn.
I mean, what else is there to say other than like he just wasn't as good as we thought he was going to be?
He just had a good breakout start.
I mean, the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Dolphins, and then the second game he only had like 2 touchdowns, and he barely completed that many passes. And the Chiefs, he threw like 51% of completion rating. So
is he improving at least, or
he's going worse?
Or I mean, like, do you see that he can improve in his game, or do you see like he's not gonna be better than what he is?
I just think his vision.
He just doesn't.
I think he can't throw inside windows.
He's not like Deshaun.
I think teams are just. I'm not watching these games, but I think teams. I mean, if it was me, I think teams are just going into man and saying if your receivers don't beat us, you're not gonna beat us. And let's
see how accurate you are.
Let's just make sure you don't run out of the pocket. And I think that's what a lot of teams are probably doing right now. But Deshaun's gonna be last.
Not the Cowboys.
I don't talk about Cowboys because once again, Dak picked Scott, whatever we're gonna call him this game.
Pick Scott.
Dude's not that great, and I'm sorry for trying to be the person on early to hype train.
I'm talking about MVP race.
I never said that. God forbid.
So you did it?
I never said MVP race. Somebody said that if you were gonna rank people right now, he would be in the MVP race, but just no, absolutely not. And he threw 3 interceptions against a Green Bay defense that we know is suspect now.
I mean, one of the picks was a receiver fault, right?
It's still behind him though.
Hey, if you can get 2 hands, catch it.
It still wasn't an accurate pass. It shouldn't have been picked, but still, it wasn't the most accurate pass.
They were coming back though, and then
yeah, they were. Last thing I want to talk about, real quick, is once again, if the Texas O-line is clicking, it's going to be tough to beat us. Then again, we did allow the Falcons to score 30 points, and we don't need to be like the Chiefs and need to score like 40-something to win the game. But if our O-line's clicking, you niggas in trouble. 5 touchdowns? 5? Your quarterback can never do such.
Who, Tom Brady?
He couldn't do it right now.
Hey, if you wanted to,
ball like now.
If you wanted to, you could.
After we lost to Carolina, he came out. After the game, he stayed after, and he was just throwing the ball after. Like, he was really bad. And you saw what happened this week, so I think his online kind of showed up. So, Okay, let's end on this note real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Predictions for NFL. Patriots, Giants, Panthers, Buccaneers. Panthers will probably win that
Panthers.
one. The only reason they may not is
Chris.
Chris McCaffrey. Chris McCaffrey's leaving carrying them. Browns, Seahawks.
Ooh.
Don't piss me off.
After what happened last week, maybe they might.
Nobody wants to see the Seahawks right now. No team wants to see the Seahawks right now.
And next.
Chiefs, Texans, in Arrowhead. It's gonna be a good game.
That's game of the week, right? It has to be.
Let me see.
I don't see a game better than that one.
Let me see.
If anything, they should make a game of the week if it's not.
Nah, game of the week is gonna be the Monday game.
What's the Monday game?
You'll see. Texans, Chiefs.
I'll say Mahomes makes a comeback this week.
I think Texans.
In Arrowhead? In Arrowhead?
Arrowhead. Hold on. Arrowhead's not as hostile as it used to be. They stopped pumping noise in there, so it's hard for them to bounce back since then.
I'm dead.
Redskins, Dolphins. Who the fuck cares? They're both undefeated. They're both defeated. Eagles, Vikings. I think the Eagles will get that.
Eagles
win.
win. They played well this week.
Yeah, and they also played good against the Packers for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You think they won that division?
Who?
Eagles?
I don't know. None of those.
'Cause-
Both of those teams aren't showing me what I need to see.
I mean, one's gonna win, obviously.
One is if I'm gonna put my money on any team, it'll be the Eagles.
Uh-huh.
But I wouldn't be surprised if the Cowboys do it. Also, Saints, Jags. This actually could be a game because
Jags haven't been playing that well, especially defensively.
Gardner Minshew can only do so much. Leonard Fournette is still like shaky.
Mm-hmm.
In general, I don't know. It's in Jacksonville.
I see
That's
Saints.
the Saints.
Yeah.
Falcons, Cardinals. I'm like, it's just shit. Titans, Broncos. I'm like, it's just shit. Cowboys, Jets. Jesus Christ. Ravens, Bengals. Nobody cares.
Mm-hmm.
Steelers, Chargers. Nobody cares. 49ers, Rams. Hold on. Divisional game.
Rams.
San Francisco's undefeated. Rams aren't that great. As great as we think
San
they
Francisco hasn't played a team like you said.
That's true, but the Rams also aren't that team.
I mean, they went toe to toe with Seattle, so
Who?
the Rams.
They've lost 2 in a row.
Yeah, but they lost by a point to Seattle.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the 49ers win this game. If I was gonna put my money on any team, I'll put it on the Rams.
Yeah,
But I wouldn't be surprised if the 49ers win. But the game of the week, divisional game, 2 teams who are actually competing in their division.
Colts.
And no, Packers, Lions.
Oh, Colts have a bye week. Packers, Lions. Oh, Packers.
Don't be surprised, bro.
Aaron Rodgers.
Matthew Stafford.
I saw his pass.
They were watching the game together.
Yeah.
I mean,
Where we were?
Yeah, the brunch. We were watching at the. It happened during the brunch.
I wasn't watching.
Oh yeah, it happened during the brunch. So
I don't think I was watching like that. That's why.
I don't know. Just don't be surprised if the Lions win.
Yeah, but I'm gonna pick the Packers. I think they're on the roll right now.
Are they really on the roll? They lost to the Eagles and they just beat the Cowboys.
Yeah, but that's a big win. Cowboys is a big win.
Cowboys didn't play that great.
No, but I'm saying winning against the Cowboys is a big, especially
in Arlington, I guess. But the Cowboys really beat themselves. It was more worse Cowboys than better Packers.
What happened towards the end of the game? Like, because Cowboys all of a sudden just started putting up points.
Yeah, because the game was over.
But like to the point where they could have potentially came back.
They could have, but I still think all it was to take 1 field goal. I think the game was far enough to where like if the Packers needed one more drive to seal the game, they would have done it.
Hey, don't be risking shit. But it is the Cowboys. So.
Aaron loved playing against the Cowboys.
7-2.
What?
I think he's 7-2
against the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
That's embarrassing. Hey man, is there anything else we can talk about?
No, we've been talking for a minute.
Yeah, man, we're at almost 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yep.
Brilliant Ears wants to be like us. Next week there's international break, so probably gonna talk about
a 1 hour episode.
No, we're probably gonna talk about bullshit. Probably get some guests to come and talk about some fun little topics. But yeah, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Aidina.
I'm Melvin Yagaka.
And we are Cream. We'll see you guys later.